discount you'll ever have to make for your family's groceries.
Hey, it's David Basil for Oaklawn Sports. Finally, football season is just around the corner. So now is the perfect time to lock in your futures wagers for NFL and college football. The perfect way to do that is with the Oaklawn Sports app. Download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store to start wagering on all the action. New Oaklawn Sports app customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. There's also a 10% profit boost for new and existing customers. All those details are in your Oaklawn Sports app. Futures, outright winners, spreads, totals, player props, game props, and live in-game wagering. If you can name it, you can probably bet on it with the Oaklawn Sports app. And you can wager on college football, the NFL, baseball, golf, soccer, tennis, table tennis, and much more. And now it's super easy to both fund your Oaklawn Sports account and withdraw all the dollars from your winning bets. Make this football season one to remember with the Oaklawn Sports app. Bet with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
This is David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Did you know that we also offer mobile diagnostic service and repair? Equipment broke down? The check engine light on? We will come to you with the latest computer software and expert technicians to repair your truck on the spot. If it does need to come to our shop, we will arrange to pick it up. Let Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer take care of all your service and repair needs at your place or ours. That's 501-568-2185.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you. With state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
Here's the jam that Cleveland's in. Say you want to open the season slow. Let's go with Joe Flacco, 5, 6, 7 games, maybe like what the Giants do with Russell Wilson in New York, and then we'll eventually turn it over to them. Fine. Here's where it gets complicated. If Cleveland stinks this year, they're going to be in a position to strike early in the draft with a loaded QB class. Cleveland, by the way, sitting on multiple first-round picks, I believe. You're going to be in primo position to get a great quarterback to move your franchise forward, but you just used 2 draft picks on quarterbacks this past year. So if you don't start these guys early, Gabriel and or Sanders, and you don't know what you have in them, how do you know whether or not you're supposed to go draft a quarterback next spring? Like, if you get 6 games of Shedeur Sanders, is that enough of an evaluation?
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
All right, folks, enjoy the show. Stay tuned. We're going live in 5, 4, 3.
Morning Mayhem starts now with David Basil, Roger Scott, and Justin Moore. Live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio.
Hello, boss. This is
Arkansas's only casino resort.
Well, sometimes you have to go all out when you're the king, and you can't help it, because there's only one man who's a king. God picks him, hand plucks him. One night, God looked down at all the millions and millions and millions of people, man, and he decided which one was the best. It was me.
Get your damn act together, okay? Settle down just a little bit. Don't like your attitude.
Good morning, Jerry.
What's that bulge in his pocket?
Hi, Randy.
Take that guy on that. Move it! Move it! Move, move, move!
Of the Doobie Brothers.
It's stupid. It is totally stupid. Hey, Rick. We'll talk to Rick at 7:05.
Hello, Buzz listeners.
Hey.
This is your home. You hear that? You hear that? That's special. There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
Los Angeles. You were somewhat on time. All right, good morning, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. As Baz always says, move it, move it, move it. Morning Mayhem on a Tuesday. Get up, let's get activated, as we say.
Shut up, Josh. Josh, shut up.
Thanks, Baz. It is, it really is.
A swing low chariot, come down easy, taxi to the terminal zone. Run your engines and cool your wings and let me make it to the telephone.
Los Angeles. Listen again. You gotta help me out. You've been doing this long enough now to know. And you've been doing, let's see, we've done Out of Bounds?
Yeah, we've done the zone.
Did we do the zone one time? That was a snow day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was actually telling that story last night. Also, good morning, everybody. This is Morning Mayhem, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studios on July 29th, 2025. Roger and Baz are back tomorrow. So the call screener, Josh Neighbors, has stepped in. Jack Allen from Channel 7 is here, weekend sports anchor.
Hey, it's good to be back. It's still way too early for me.
What time did you go to bed last night?
It was like midnight last night.
Midnight?
So we're making progress.
That's good. That's good. Jay Arnold's here. Jay, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Man, I'm tired too. It's early for me too, Jack.
What time did you go to bed?
It's about the same.
Really?
Yeah, binge watching TV.
What were you watching?
Not good for staying up late. Yeah.
Were you preparing for the show by binge watching something?
I was, just deep in the YouTube rabbit hole, making sure I'm getting my facts straight. Yeah.
I watched Happy Gilmore.
You did?
Well, the original, to get ready to watch Happy Gilmore 2 today.
So we could talk to John Daly about it, or just to watch it in general?
Well, we had talked about it so much yesterday that I was like, maybe I should. But then I had completely forgotten how the first one went. So
Did you watch Happy Gilmore 2?
So my wife and I started it. I was out of town last weekend at the lake whenever it came out, so I have not caught up with it. But no, we probably watched the first 30 minutes.
The 1823 or whatever.
We had somebody said they got 18 minutes in 1803.
1803.
Somebody told us they got it to 18 minutes and 3 seconds, very specific, and they told us they quit at that point. But actually, the reviews have been pretty good. So no John Daly today, because I talked to Baz and Roger. I said, hey, do you want to save JD for when you all are back? They said yes, which makes a lot of sense because they want to watch, they would like to watch Happy Gilmore 2. They like to talk about it, and they're going to inevitably have me edit the clip about John Daly talking about it so we can post it on social media. So we're going to put that off, I'd assume, until tomorrow. Rick Schaefer will be here at 7:05 thanks to Edwards Food Giant. We'll call Rick on the phone. Rick is in Baltimore. Rick's in Baltimore. He just went to Orioles and Jays last night, so we got to see the first place team in the AL East, the Toronto Blue Jays. So we'll talk to him about that. And also, this is going to be a relatively, as far as we do this, a baseball-heavy show. Because, guys, baseball's having a moment. Actually, they've had several moments the last few days. None of them are good. None of them very good. None of them very good. So we'll talk about those. Obviously, at the Bryce Harper situation with Rob Manfred, which we'll dive into. Emmanuel Clase from the Guardians, yes. He is on the shelf for what looks like some pretty obvious ball.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, the numbers.
Let's just say.
The first pitch stuff has been bad from him. We're also going to chop up some football because we learned today, Jack, that also Chuck Atlin from Chuck Atlin of The Buzz / sponsored by Hubbard Power Sports Can MNC is coming up at 8:30, and then also we'll play match game presented by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse. But we learned that camp for Arkansas football will start on
Friday. And
so you'll head up there on Friday.
I'll head up there 6:30 a.m. Friday, which means leave here at about 3 o'clock in the morning to get up there.
What time is practice?
6:30 a.m. That's what I'm saying. Is I'll have to leave here at about 3 in the morning.
Good Lord.
To get up there in time for the start of practice on Friday.
How many practices they have?
I don't remember.
Is it 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
Well, it's about 30 days, but I don't think they're allowed to practice every single day of that 30 days.
Yeah, I forgot what the actual number is of practices.
It's like 18 maybe.
But that's exciting. We're going to talk about what we're looking forward to from the practices. Also, Jay is not primarily here for this reason. I like talking sports with Jay in general. But Jay had a really good Cal take that we're going to dive into that, it's the summertime and we've got time. So we'll dive into some Arkansas basketball because we're not talking about it enough, but some reflectiveness on last season. Look forward towards next season as well. Those stories to break down. Also, some big news yesterday. Ryan Sandberg died. I'm not sure if you guys are you Cubs fan?
Yep, saw that.
Yeah. Are you a Cubs fan? Is that right?
No, I'm more of a Cardinals fan. But
okay.
I did see that, yep.
And it was Cubs or Cardinals. So Hall of Fame second baseman dies at 65. Had cancer. And I had not realized it had returned. I guess I'd seen it earlier, but he had announced in December that it had returned, and then he passed yesterday. So Hall of Fame second baseman passes, and it's ironic because we actually were talking about him last week. We were doing sports trivia when Christian and I went head to head, and I am not a baseball historian. It's not the sport I know about the history of baseball. I don't know about players like Ryan Sandberg. I know kind of more the historical touch points, right? The home run chase, stuff like that. I know about teams like the Big Red Machine. About the Murderers Row Yankees, like the things that have been named, I guess you could say, right? That's more what I know about. But I had mentioned that, hey, Ryan Sandberg appeared in my life as the Phillies manager at one point. I had no idea that he was, that this amazing, awesome second baseman. But it's funny because we talked about that last week, and then here we are, actually a week later from when we talked about him, and he's passed. So, but obviously, really sad story there. Just 65 years old, but a Hall of Famer, right? And spent time, I believe, drafted by the Phillies, played with the Cubs for a long period of time. And then we mentioned it. We're talking Jack before. 10 straight All-Star games.
9 straight Gold Gloves.
9 straight Gold Gloves.
Seven
times Silver Slugger. Right.
If you can be both a consistent Gold Glover and a consistent Silver Slugger, that's how you get to Cooperstown.
Yeah. Jay, did you watch much Ryan Sandberg?
No, I did not. No.
Let's see. How old are you?
How old am I? I'm about to be 40.
About to be 40? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm like you. I didn't really grow up with that being my main focus sport. But,
yeah.
See, my Ryan Sandberg experience is playing with him on MVP Baseball 2005 back in the day.
Was he playing then?
I'm pretty sure he was. He was in the game in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's wow. I know he's playing back in 2005. Maybe I should have watched him. But the thing is, I watch baseball in a way where it's like I watch baseball I watch the Mets. That's my team, and that's how I learn about everybody else. Like I'm not putting on. When I was a kid, I'd put on Sunday Night Baseball. Right, every Sunday, my dad and I would probably go to the pool, or we'd go play 4 holes of golf. And we would put on Sunday Night Baseball because really it was the only appointment sports TV every week. Not that you had to watch it, but it was the only appointment sports TV every week. And so that was kind of the tradition. But now I listen to Mets games and I watch Mets games, and that's how I kind of get my information about everybody else. So I'm National League heavy. Really not a lot of American League Baseball in my zone. Are you watch baseball still?
No, not really. I mean, it just... I grew up as an Astros fan back when they were really bad.
Yes.
I got indoctrinated into it when they made that World Series run in 2005 and got swept by the Pope and the White Sox. And, since then the Astros got really bad and you couldn't watch them on television.
Right.
Like, unless you had cable with the whatever they called the AT&T Sports Network back in the day. Like, unless you had their cable provider... you couldn't watch the
Right.
Astros anywhere.
Right. This predates obviously the MLB TV packages, right? Where
Well,
you could get the individual team.
But I lived in Market.
Oh, right,
and
right,
so I
right,
couldn't
right.
have gotten it anyway.
That's right. That's right.
So
Yeah.
it was just, they would play on Fox like once a season.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of unplugged from baseball, and then the Astros got good enough to where I didn't need to watch the regular season.
Yeah, it's true. Did you grow up watching Cardinals baseball? Was it on TV?
Yeah. I grew up watching it. Just a anecdote from back. The reason I follow him, my dad tried out for him.
Oh, really?
Years ago when he was young. Yeah, I didn't make the team, but went to spring training, tried to make the team.
Is your dad
Right.
from Arkansas?
Yeah,
Where
South Arkansas. I grew up in Camden.
Okay, so did your dad play at Camden?
No, he's actually from the Chicago area.
Okay, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, South Side.
All right, so D3 Auto Sales text lines 501-661-1037. We're already getting some helpful information there from the 870. 25 practices in 29 days.
That's what it is.
So thank you, whoever that is from the 870. Also appreciate you all sending in Los Angeles. You can also text in our live fan feedback as well. You can find that on our website. We're on Twitter at 1037 The Buzz. I'm at Josh Neighbors _. He is at Jack Allen TV 7, right?
No sevens.
No, I lied. Chris Kane's 007.
007.
Yeah. And Jay, I'm not sure if you have any social media you want to promote.
Not
No,
today.
not today.
Those are black holes.
LinkedIn. We'll find me on LinkedIn. You can find me there as well. All right, 2 national days today that are big. So the number one national day we're going to dive into here, it's National Chicken Wing Day. Okay.
Are you a dry rub or a?
Well, so this is all very specific. Here's how it works. I'll eat drums. Oh, I'll eat flats, excuse me. I like drums. I like dry rub, and I have gone in this direction. I like to order the wings dry, and I like to get my sauce on the side. The reason why I do this, and I'm a strict barbecue sauce guy.
You're a psychopath.
No. You're wrong. I'm hurt by that.
It's really the drum thing that makes you a psychopath. Most people go to flats.
Well, here's the reason why. All right, so I remember, and I take a lot of stuff from this one conversation I had. I was like really overweight at one point. I was 80 pounds heavier than I am right now. And so I had a cardiologist combined with a dietitian to scare the absolute hell out of me. And that conversation is ingrained in my brain. And a lot of the tips and tricks that they gave me, I still apply today. So like when I'm at home and I make a salad, I actually don't use dressing. Like really it's just a bed of spinach. Like I will mix like a bed of spinach with beans, with tomato, with the meat, and just mix it all together. And there's nothing really that keeps it together except for those ingredients. Same thing applies because it cuts calories. Like dressing is a lot of the calories in salad.
And it's easier to eat less when it's not as good.
Yes, that is true. That is actually a very good point. And then the other thing that applies to the wings is, so if you're eating a barbecue sauce is pretty high in sugar. So the one thing that you can do to limit the amount and limit your calorie intake, limit your sugar intake when you're eating wings is get the sauce on the side. Because you just let them drench the wings in sauce. It's going to be a 3-course meal right there with the wings. So what you do is you put the sauce on the side. Jack, I wish everybody could see the look Jack's giving me. Jack is like, I don't care about your justification. You're wrong. This is psychotic behavior.
Yes.
So I'll let you all take the floor now. How do you all eat your wings?
I mean,
y'all
buffalo wings, flats all the way. Like
okay.
I don't understand the people who get wings and are like, oh, I want the hottest thing available. I want my mouth to feel like rubber after I eat.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
But I do want something with a little kick. Like that's part of why you do it in the first place.
Totally.
The thing for me is, most foods are vessels for either for sauces
Yes.
or other things to get into your
Totally.
body. Like as someone who grew up in South Louisiana, rice on its own is boring, but it is the vessel you use to get gumbo or to
Yes.
get etouffee or to
Yes.
get roast rice and gravy up.
Right.
That's the point.
That's
and
the point of it.
for me, the wings are the vessel by which you get the sauce.
Okay.
And so it doesn't make sense to me to dip.
So you do like mild buffalo sauce?
I'm a medium guy.
Medium. Okay.
Medium.
All right, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I lean towards buffalo, but I'm not trying to ruin my day, right?
Yeah.
I don't want it to be
Or my night, or the next day.
That's
Yeah.
correct. But I think the main question, right, where you got to get on one side or the other if you're going to eat buffalo, if it's ranch or blue cheese. right?
Ranch. All day.
See, I'm blue cheese.
Okay.
I'm the other side of it.
So, Hunt, so you do mild or medium buffalo?
Probably medium. Not the hottest thing, but not the weakest either. Yeah,
do you
right in the middle.
Do you guys like your wings drenched in sauce?
Well, you know what? I've never even considered getting it on the side. So
yeah,
I guess I defect to sauce.
Well, when Baz orders wings, because Baz, if you've ever eaten at a restaurant with David Basil, is the strangest eater ever. Actually, anywhere. So he'll bring in, if you all have seen us here before, he'll bring in a bagel, and it'll be, the bottom half will still be there, and it looks like a bird is pecking off the top half. Like there's really no rhyme or reason for why certain parts of the top of the bagel are gone. They're just gone. And he'll eat that over the course of a show. Also, he'll just keep an apple on the desk, right? And so you'll keep the apple on the desk, and you'll watch it just go red or, well, brown throughout the show as he slowly eats it. So watching him order food out is really funny because he's a big a la carte guy. Like, he really is not ordering, like, he's got no plan. He kind of just shows up and he just starts doing, like, one time he ordered corn on the cob and ice cream simultaneously. And
he would live at a Golden Corral.
Yeah, really would.
It's built for a David Basil.
I mean, a CC's Pizza is, that's his home field.
The dream.
That really is his home field. And so I when he started ordering wings around me, two things. Number one, I don't think he does any sauce. And number two, he says naked. He orders naked wings, and I'm like, what happened to the A? Where'd it go? So he pronounces it naked, but he is a plain person, and I started thinking, hey, maybe I'll order it that way. It's a bit healthier. You can get the sauce on the side. So today, send us your wing order. Say, if you like dry rub, tell us that. What sauce? How hot? How many you like to? Flats or drums? Send us your wing order at 501-661-1037, and we will read those throughout the show. Somebody says flats, buffalo sauce, sweet chili, and mango habanero. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot happening there. Also, National Lasagna Day. As my mother's side of the family is Italian, people ask me, "Wow, your family's lasagna must be great." No, we do not spend time on things like
Stouffer's family.
Yeah, we're not spending time on things like lasagna. It's a train wreck. Like, it really is a train wreck. It's not
Sunday gravy.
Yeah, no, exactly not. No.
Have you ever had? So one thing that my wife likes to do is she makes, I can't remember what she calls it. It's like a faux lasagna, but she uses ravioli as the layers because it adds
Sounds
a
awesome.
cheap, like, you know, you get
filler.
the cheese pasta filling without nearly as much work.
Yeah, it's just, well, to me, it's so heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things that, like, I don't really know. I guess situationally, I'd only order or only get it if I'm at home. Like, I'm not going out and eating lasagna. I'm not going to go to an Italian restaurant.
Too heavy.
Way too heavy. You cannot drink with it. You definitely can't drink alcohol with it. And I'm not sure, like, besides a nice salad before, not really sure what else you can eat it with. So National Lasagna Day, we are out on that. Once again, keep sending us your wing orders as well. We'll get to some birthdays in a little bit. It is Dak Prescott's birthday. You know, he is a polarizing figure around these parts. Everybody loves them, some Dak Prescott, and especially nationally. Everybody always loves talking about the Cowboys quarterback. So we'll talk about the Cowboys quarterback today on his birthday. Some positive news. We mentioned Ryan Sandberg earlier with the cancer, passed away due to cancer. Deion Sanders, on the flip side, had a press conference yesterday letting us know the good news. First of all, we did not know that he had cancer. That was not publicly known, I don't think. A cancerous tumor on his bladder, and then he had his bladder removed. Is that correct, Jack?
Yes.
So he has his bladder removed.
Tumor.
Yeah, and the funny part is, it's great. We're really glad that everybody's obviously very happy. He's going to be coaching this season, we think, ostensibly. And that's great. It was funny the way they did the press conference, where it's like flanked by his medical team. Here he comes, prime time, to make an announcement to you about what's happened.
You expect anything less?
No, nothing less. Because normally I think a school would put out a
press release
about this.
This could have been an email.
Right. But that's not how Deion does it. That's not how Prime does it, right?
Well, my favorite part was whenever he basically went off on Google and was like, when you Google cancer, it just keeps on saying, you're going to die, you're going to die, you're going to die.
I beat Google.
It's like, I beat Google.
I beat the Google search engine. Yeah, but that is, and actually it's why I appreciate the announcement, because that is so Deion Sanders, right? It is so him to be. He's wearing the coveralls, overalls. Which one? The
overalls.
Overalls.
Coveralls cover everything.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. So he's wearing the overalls. He's got the hat on, I believe, too, and he's got the athletic trainer to one side and the doctor to the other. And they did it at the. It said Touchdown Club. I don't know if that's just a part of the athletic building, or it's like an actual club meeting. But this guy is a master because he's turned a nearly personal tragedy into a
PR opportunity,
into a PR victory, which I'm like, you know what? Only the primetime machine could do that. But good to see that he's healthy, and obviously, I just thought it was the way it was done was a bit funny, but I don't hate it. I mean, I kind of respect it.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, absolutely.
Yeah, but this normally, Jack, you and I, as folks who work in the media industry every single day, this is normally something that would be just a press release. Just a press release, yeah.
Like Sam Pittman had surgery on his hip. It went well.
Yeah. I think that's what they did too, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty
sure. Well, and that was, did he get the procedure after the season,
after
right?
the season was done.
Because I remember distinctly the Missouri game of him, was that the Missouri game or Louisiana Tech where he was like peering over the, he was in the press box.
That was Missouri because it was snowy and icy and you didn't want him slipping and falling. My memory is after the Liberty Bowl, he walks over to the sideline and just like collapses onto the bench and just lets out this big sigh. Like,
you could tell he was in a lot of pain there at the end of last year. But it was funny because they kept showing like the booth he was in, but the angle they had was from below. So the graphic said Sam Pittman, you just couldn't see his face. There's nobody's face there. But he's healthy. Prime's healthy, so we're all glad for those guys. All right, coming up, I want to get into some baseball because baseball's got a odd situation on its hands. 501-661-1037. Bryce Harper letting Rob Manfred, the commissioner, have it. And also Emmanuel Clase, the second player on Cleveland to be put on the shelf due to some potential gambling issues. Break those down. Justin Moore takes us to break. JM might show up today. He said last week that he would. We'll see if he does. Around 7:15, 7:30. Right after we're done with Rick Schaefer coming up at 7:05. Don't go anywhere. Morning Mayhems. Be right back.
Yeah, that's why we drink.
Listen to Morning Mayhem for your chance to finish the lyric with Justin Moore, brought to you by Honda of Russellville, where you can check out the new Honda Mud Pro Series ATVs or Goldwing trikes at hondaofrussellville.com.
This is Sports Center.
Sad news in the baseball world as Hall of Fame second baseman Ryne Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. In January of 2024, Sandberg announced that he had metastatic prostate cancer. He was cancer-free in August of 2024, but December 10th, 2024, Sandberg announced that the cancer had returned and spread to other organs. Sandberg made 10 straight All-Star teams and won 9 Golden Gloves at second base. He was also a 7-time Silver Slugger, and he was voted in the Baseball Hall of Fame back in 2005. Once again, Ryne Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. Some good news in college football, as Colorado head coach Deion Sanders announced that he has been cured of cancer after a tumor was removed, as well as his bladder. He announced this yesterday at a press conference at Colorado and said he plans to coach the 2025 season. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
98 degrees this afternoon in Little Rock will become partly cloudy with a 20% chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Plus, an extreme heat warning will be in effect where heat index values could reach 110. Tonight, a 10% chance of a shower and thunderstorm with a low of 78 degrees. And tomorrow, back up to 97 with a 20% chance of rain. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Every day in Arkansas, children face crises like poverty, instability, and family separation. But there is hope. Arkansas Family Alliance connects community members like you to urgent needs like beds, clothing, food, and more through the Care Portal platform. Over 1,300 families have already been impacted. You can help reach even more by becoming a community champion. Whether you're part of a business, church, team, or just want to serve, learn how to get involved at arfamilyalliance.org or call 4769-4110 because strong families build strong communities.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word.
The recent death of FedEx founder and leader Fred Smith brings to mind the fact that Smith wanted to locate his new company right here in Little Rock, but certain local leaders were unmoved and unresponsive to Smith's overtures. Nonplussed, he moved his base of operations down the road to Memphis, where in 2024, FedEx claimed more than $85 billion in direct impact and $39 billion in indirect impact on the local economy in Memphis. Ouch. Might have missed on that one, boys. Doublebee's is an Arkansas business built on serving Arkansans. In our 34 locations across the natural state, our goal is to give you a fair deal for the things that you need. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
You try to follow the advice to exercise 6 days a week, but with temps in the 90s, what do? The Little Rock Racket Club, a lap pool, yoga, workout room, and so much more. Beat the heat. Stay fit with your Little Rock Racket Club. People will witness the fitness.
It's Justin Acri for CertaPro Painters, and I highly recommend the folks at CertaPro for your next project, whether it's for your home or your business. Interior or exterior, doesn't matter. They always go the extra mile. They painted the exterior of my home before, and what impressed me the most was the attention to detail. They notice a few boards that need minor repairs before they paint them. They will take care of that as well and save you headaches later on. Schedules fill up fast, so get on the schedule now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate now at CertaPro.com.
Serious injuries happen every day.
If it happens to you, don't wait. Dial 8.
Dial 8 for Rainwater, Holton, Sexton.
888-8888.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
We've got you covered, Arkansas.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
This is Quinn Grovey, and you're listening to Morning Mayhem on 103.7 The Buzz.
Girl, you taught me how to hurt real bad and cry myself to sleep. Showed me how this town shatter dreams. Another lesson about a naive fool that came to Babylon.
All right, we're back here on Morning Mayhem. Josh Neighbors, Jack Allen, Jay Arnold here with you on a Tuesday morning. David Basil will be returning from Aspen tonight. Roger Scott, I think they're coming back from Boston today. And I texted Roger yesterday. That Scott family, they got to work. They did the entire Massachusetts tour. I mean, they did a lot of they fit everything you could possibly fit into the Northeast in a really short period of time. So he'll be back. He also will be at Boudreaux's tonight doing trivia. And it's also fun. There's a team there that sits next to our team. Our team name is Queen Jessica, because that is Baz's girlfriend's name. And there's a team next to us, a bunch of guys who are in their mid-20s. Their team name is The Buzz. They've selected The Buzz. And one of them told me that he didn't think I was very cool until he met me. And now he thinks I'm cool. Yeah.
Wow. Usually people have the opposite reaction.
Yeah, it goes the other way. Like, wow, I really respected you, Josh. No, I don't.
Then I saw you.
Yeah. No,
you're not what I thought you looked like.
No, yeah. Oh my God. That was on. Yeah. So that was on Twitter. I think during the baseball. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So I took a picture at the Tennessee baseball series. I think it was with it was with the beer bat, right? And so I tweeted at Acri. I said, "Hey, can I expense this?" Ha ha ha. Funny stuff. Well, somebody replied to the tweet and said, you do not look like the image I had of you in my head. I like the image in my head more." And I was like, good Lord. I was like, come on, man. I'm just trying to make some content here. This guy is like, I thought you were much more handsome in my head. Thank you for being so ugly. Yeah.
That's the beauty of TV is people know what you look like. The only thing I get is you're taller or
you're
shorter than I thought you would be.
Which one do you get, taller or shorter?
A lot of taller.
Really?
A lot taller. Because I stand next to a really big monitor when we do sports.
So you look short.
So it makes me look smaller than I am.
Yeah. I never thought of that.
But
how tall is Steve?
He's...
What, 6'1"?
6'1", yeah.
Yeah.
It's about my height.
So. Yeah, he and Baz are roughly around the same height. Yeah. Look the same on TV.
Yeah. But no, that's the only thing I get.
Yeah.
And then that my hair is a lot more curly.
Really?
Because it gets really curly when I don't brush it, but I brush it right before I go on air. And so when I'm out running around sweating, it's like okay.
It's funny since Jay's gonna hate me for telling the story because Jay. So the other night we're at OT, and I'm sitting there talking to. I just had a conversation with Jay's buddy. I'm not gonna say his name. So I talked to him for about 20 minutes. So we're talking about LSU. He's an LSU guy.
Yeah.
And we're talking about LSU, Arkansas baseball, the differences. I then looked over at Jay. I then started talking to Jay. Jay and I are having a full conversation. This man looks at me like I'm like profile shot at this point. He looks at me and he goes, "Is your nose real?" And I was just like, another, like Jamie just goes, he's like it was his child. He goes, apologize. It was his child, and I was like, it's all good. It's all good.
I get it all the time.
So it's funny when people do that to me. I have there's an idea that I'm going to get really upset and maybe like try to start a physical altercation with whoever it is. I've elected now. And I've used it multiple times. It's actually happened 3 times now where I've used it. Where I tell them, hey, I appreciate talking to you, or if it's a listener, I appreciate you listening. I prefer not to speak with you anymore at any further length, and you just kind of distance yourself. And so, but it was so funny because this stuff, like you kind of, when people say that stuff to you in public, you kind of look them in the eye and be like, "What's the angle here?" And this guy was like dead serious, and I'm like, really interesting thing to say to somebody you really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe you could not have handled that any better. Like I was more offended than I should have been. I guess.
He was more offended than I was. I think it's funny when people do stuff like that because it's just, to me, it's like a case study in people. Mm-hmm. It's like what is the
motivated you to say that?
What motivated you? Yeah. Somebody says, what time is trivia at Boudreaux's? So Boudreaux's trivia tonight is at 6 p.m. summer hours. Is what we call it. And Jack sometimes goes, but Jack will be tired tonight probably.
We'll see.
We'll see? Okay. Let's see. Someone says, let's see. Oh, somebody says it's 6:21 in the morning and you are making more sense in 21 minutes than we usually hear in 4 hours each day. Well, that's not necessarily true. Roger and Baz like to have a good time. Their show is just a bit different than the show that Jack and I will do. Someone says Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings. This question is being asked today because it is National Chicken Wing Day. Jack, so I pitch that to you, Wingstop or B-Dubs.
Out of those two, B-Dubs.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do the same.
Me too. I think their wings are good. They're just too expensive.
Yeah.
It really is. Chicken wings are really, really expensive. Someone says go to Hooters and get the Daytona wings. I've heard of those. I don't know what Daytona wing sauce is. Do you all know?
I have no idea.
So I'm not sure. I want to say that is that the smoked ones? I don't know exactly.
I've got no idea. I'm looking at text. Mama Baz texts me and says, number one, thank you for listening, Mama Baz. Excuse me, I love naked wings too. So she also loves the naked wings.
Now here's the question. Did she learn it from Baz or did Baz learn it from her?
Baz learned that from her.
Oh, yeah.
I think Baz definitely learned that from her, which that's a fine learned behavior. Let's see. Oh, somebody sends us a picture of lasagna that they made. Let's see. Once again, 501-661-1037. That's our D3 Auto Sales text line. At 7:05, we'll have one Rick Schaefer up. We'll chop up some baseball with him. And then also at 8:30, we'll have Chuck Gatlin. Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo sponsors him. And then we'll also have Match Game later as well. So this story in baseball, we've had 2 stories in baseball. The bigger one to me is Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase is on leave for a gambling probe. So he was placed on the list of non-disciplinary paid leave through August 31st as part of Major League Baseball's investigation into sports gambling, the second Guardians pitcher to be caught up in the inquiry. Guardians right-hander Luis Ortiz remains on the non-disciplinary paid leave after being placed on there on July 3rd, after unusual gambling activity on 2 pitches he threw for balls. And then it says in a statement, the Guardians have, quote, no additional players or club personnel are expected to be impacted, end quote, by the investigation. The investigation, a source confirmed, has not turned up information tying other players with sports gambling. And then the manager, I think it's Stephen Voigt, said, quote, I'm not happy, this stinks, end quote, which I think that's how everybody feels about this. But Class A, too, I mean, he's a 3-time All-Star. Like, this is a guy who's like a legit reliever, somebody that the Guardians would definitely consider moving. I read some of the pieces the other day about, hey, possible trades, potential guys. If you're a team that needs a bullpen arm in the back end, Class A is a guy that's high on your list. He's 27 years old, already a 3-time All-Star. He's got really good stuff. High velocity guy.
Plays for a team that's looking to move
Plays for a team that's always trying to move guys. mean, let's be honest, the Guardians are great at developing pitching, and they've got no interest in keeping any of the guys that are good that they develop at all. Well, I think this is part of a larger conversation. Like, this is not just about baseball. I think that's kind of a good thing for baseball. Mm-hmm. We've seen this happen now. Basketball, right? Basketball has had two. They've had Jonte Porter, and they have had Malik Beasley. And those have resulted, I think it's pretty safe to say Malik Beasley is going to result in a lifetime ban. He's going to get the Jonte Porter experience, right? But now we're starting to see this in other sports where in baseball, these are now guys who are like, I mean, elite, right? Clase is, I would consider an elite reliever. So not that there's anything that would make elite guys do this as opposed to non-elite. Well, non-elite guys, you're not making as much money, so I guess you could see it. For Class A, and some of the evidence is pretty damning. If you look at some of the numbers and some of the stuff about, I think waste rate is the number, which I did not know had no idea about waste rate until recently, but that's the number of pitches, obviously, that you would essentially intentionally throw for a ball, right? Those are pitches that miss the zone by a certain amount. His waste rate, I think, on first pitches was a little bit higher than some other folks, and there's a lot of footage. I saw a compilation of his first pitches. Hey, maybe he just takes time to get loose, or maybe, just maybe, he might be involved with some activity. But Jack, what was your first thought when you saw the story about Emmanuel Clase?
My first thought is that maybe we've gone a little bit too far with the sports gambling stuff, just in terms of being able to bet on individual pitches.
Yes.
Like there's almost a certain point that you get to where it becomes too easy to rig the game. Like in this case, if he wants to throw a waste pitch on the first, he's good enough to then turn around and strike the batter out.
Right.
And so it's like he can be motivated to both rig against, whatever the odds are set at.
Right.
And still not hurt his team necessarily.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's almost like whenever we start doing all these prop bets and like
it does make
individual
it
player numbers, like we've almost made it too easy.
Right.
And I'm not saying that everybody's out there doing it. I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing at its face, but we've made things too easy to rig.
Yeah, I mean, Jonte Porter's was the same thing in the NBA, right? It was I think it was rebounds or something like that, where he kept taking the under.
Yeah.
And I remember
which is purely an effort stat.
Well, the funny part about this is that, and basketball is the one where I think baseball is easier to rig if you're a pitcher, if you're betting on first pitch.
Yeah.
But basketball, there is a little bit of stat hunting you can do. My favorite is Russell Westbrook, like throwing the ball off the backboard to intentionally catch it. Now,
so that he could get his triple
double. He was not betting; he was trying to get a triple double. But I think we've gotten a little bit of that. I mean, Jay, how concerned are you that this is impacting all sports? Also, I think football is going to be okay. Mostly, it's a hard sport.
It's a really hard sport to
rig.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree to a certain extent, but in the example you just used on the play-by-play, how easy it would be to bet on a prop. I mean, it's not uncommon for, I'm not suggesting it's happening, but it's not uncommon that a quarterback can check from a pass to a run if you were betting on the outcome of the next play being a run or a pass.
Right.
It's possible, and I think that would be very hard to
regulate,
to recognize.
Yeah, I was thinking, what if you're an offensive coordinator and you're like, don't check out of this play. Oh my God, he checked out of it. I bet first play run. What if that happens? But that's stuff that we actually have to think about now.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's the thing, Malik Beasley was second in sixth man of the year voting, right? Mm-hmm. But imagine Class A, goes to, and look, you're saying it's one pitch, right?
Yeah.
But imagine Class A goes to a contender and he's in the end of a really tight ball game. I'm not saying he'd do this in the playoffs, or the team's in a pennant race.
Yeah.
And this guy's still spiking pitches on purpose. Like, he gets in a full count. He wasted one earlier in the count. I mean, if you're in a 3-2 count, guys battling, it should be 2-2. I know it'll impact how you throw, but I mean, I know it's minor, but you are impacting the outcome of the game now. Because, I mean, it is on the scoreboard, right? Like what is happening here is on the scoreboard.
Well, and that's the concern. It's just how, and the more that you open it up and the more it's not just like who wins, who loses, or by how much. Once it becomes like specific outcomes of specific plays and specific game, like there's so many variables that are easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
And now, you're just going to assume that he might be involved with that moving forward. Should he get to come back to the game?
Yeah, if he ever comes back, there's
you
always
hit
going
the
to be
benefit of the doubt
every
is
single.
down.
Well, and you see that on
It's
social
gone.
media now. It's like every bad pitch, even like the pitch that Judge hit for a home run in the playoffs against Guardians. It's like, oh, well, did he do that on purpose?
Yeah, right.
Everything's in question.
He bet
now.
Aaron Judge anytime home run. Was he doing that? I do think this is, but this brings up that, look, the state commissions, the gambling commissions, and also the the way they regulate, and also the casinos.
They're watching.
They're smart. They are not going to get taken on a lot of this stuff. Maybe they are getting taken a lot more than we know, but I think in a lot of our experiences, they've got a lot of computers that are built to
recognize patterns like this.
That's how they make the lines, right? That's how they make spreads. That's how they make all this stuff. Those same computers can also be used to discover irregular activity. And also, once again, the point of a line is to generate even betting on each side of the line. So if they see a lot of money come in on one place, they know to see, hey, is this just a large liability? Why is it a liability? And, so when it comes down to the smaller props, there's less money being bet. It's easier to see the patterns. Easier to see the patterns. Because I know, Jay, you're big into the sports gambling as well.
I sure enjoy it. But I don't know all the details of this particular story, but I'd be curious who reported it. Because
Right.
it wouldn't stun me if it was the gambling community that actually turned that in.
Yeah.
Whether that's Vegas or if that's individuals that.
Yeah, I'm wondering, where are the bets placed, what state saw it, all that kind of stuff. It'd really be interesting to see. All right, we'll step aside. We'll come back here, finish off hour number 1. Rick Schaefer coming up at 7:05. 7:30, we're going to do Jay's Cal Take. We're going to put that one in our primetime section of morning radio. 7:30, a strong Cal Take coming that I can't wait to hear. I can't wait for you all, the listeners, to hear as well. Morning Mayhem on a Tuesday morning. We'll be right back.
This is Roger Scott, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to jump on the auto loan deal of the summer before it vanishes faster than Taylor Swift tickets on pre-sale. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union is running a summer auto loan special that's a total game changer. Ultra low rates starting at 1.99% APR. No payments for 90 days. Financing for up to 84 months. Valid on 2023, 24, and 25 models, or refinance your current ride. But here's the critical part. This mission is on the clock, and the countdown ends August 31st. After that, poof, mission over. And to even begin the mission, you've got to know if you're eligible. So first step, head to alcoacommunityfcu.org to see if you live, work, worship, or go to school in one of the 15 qualifying counties across central Arkansas. If you do, you're clear for takeoff. This tape will self-destruct in 3, 2.
As your partner in workforce management, the payroll company provides a meticulous white glove experience that empowers you to hire, manage, and grow. We present customized plans designed to deliver immediate impact on your organization and bottom line. Our white glove service, complete with an employee hotline, is yours to ensure 360-degree execution of your new solutions. Your success is our success. The Payroll Company. Hire, manage, grow. Visit morethanpayroll.com.
Fellas, if you're dealing with constant tiredness, man, you're fighting a losing battle. Your job, your relationship, your daily life, it's all affected, but you don't have to live like that any longer. Get your life back with TRT at Low T Center. Regaining your energy is regaining your life. Know your testosterone level in minutes. Then you choose between at-home treatment or in-center care. It's never been easier to get started on TRT. Right now, the T-test, it's free, y'all, but time is running out. This deal ain't gonna last forever. Don't wait. Go to fixmylowt.com to book an appointment today.
It's Justin Akery with Lorbeth from Kaufman by Design West and Lorbeth. I'm so excited about the upcoming months. We've got great holidays upon us, and at Kaufman by Design West, you have everything to get folks outside and celebrating.
We have grilling season coming up, so we've got big green eggs and tons of accessories, and then it's also outdoor season. So we've got lots of in-stock steel products, toolkits, coolers, travel cases.
And for those who want to do some home improvement, we've got power tools galore. You can find it all at Kaufman by Design West, 14900 Cantor Road, out west past Taylor Loop. They're also online at kaufmanlumber.com.
Hi folks, it's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood. It's the end of the month and we've got to sell 21 new vehicles before Thursday night. So Frank Fletcher told us to do whatever it takes to make a deal. Get 1.9% financing for up to 72 months on select Ram models. Buy with zero down and available sales tax paid. Up to $15,000 off all new Ram 1500 Laramies. Up to $7,000 off all new Jeep Wranglers and up to $8,000 off the all new Jeep Gladiator. And also up to $5,000 off a brand new Jeep Compass. It's the end of the month and we've got to sell 21 new vehicles before Thursday night. Employee pricing continues through July. You pay what we pay and you get all the rebates. And also don't worry about your credit. If you've had credit problems in the past, go to FletcherCredit.com to get pre-qualified in minutes. Then come in and pick your new car out. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us before Thursday night at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Did Josh miss another curse word in a movie clip? Let us know at 501-661-1037. Welcome back to Morning Mayhem, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studios. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
Some Justin Moore. We'll see if he shows up today. It was good to have him back last week. We missed him for a while. Morning Mayhem, Josh Neighbors, Jack Allen, and Jay Arnold here with you on a Tuesday. 501-661-1037. That's our D3 Auto Sales text line. Rick Schaefer, thanks to Edwards Food Giant, is up next. Chuck Gatlin, 8:30. Brought to you by Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo. Also, Match Game, brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, is coming up as well. And then Roger and Baz are back tomorrow. We're breaking down things like National Wing Day. What is your wing order? Getting some of those texts. Keep sending us those to our D3 Auto Sales text line. It's also National Lasagna Day as well. One story we have not mentioned yet. I'm going to get this in at the end of the hour. There was a shooting yesterday. 4 people were killed at the building in New York City, at which the NFL, I believe, I'm not sure if it's their
headquarters.
That is their HQ. Yeah, that is their HQ. And 4 people, including an off-duty police officer, were killed. So obviously, really terrible story there. Jack and I were talking in the break. Does not seem like there's any connection between the NFL, any folks involved with the NFL, and the events that took place. But I guess it's of note because it was in the same
because of proximity.
Yeah, proximity. But this was a story. So obviously, terrible tragedy, and our thoughts and prayers with those folks. Yeah, in New York City. So
well, and it's a scary situation. Whether you're involved or not. You were talking about just being in the building and the lockdown and the protocols and all that. Just it's
especially in New York City.
Yeah.
Like after 9/11, you go in skyscrapers, you go in those tall buildings. And I worked in XM. I worked in a tall building. Stuff like this happened. You really wouldn't necessarily know all the time. I remember there was a helicopter crash the summer I was there. Into on top of a landing pad. And, everybody kind of freaks out. But obviously, this person drove cross country to this. So really, really terrible there. We'll read a couple texts here before we go to the break regarding gambling and throwing away a pitch. That is much more worse. That's much worse than what Pete Rose did. Rose bet for his team to win, and the guy was banned for life as a punishment. So comparatively, what do these guys deserve? I think the premise is the same, is that you can't have people betting on games, period. Yeah. I know it's pretty simple. I mean, yes, if we were to break it down, I think Pete Rose, yes, that is not as bad, but I think in a sports betting conversation about players, it's the action, right? It's not really a better or worse. As a league, you kind of got to treat it all blankets, as a blanket situation.
Now, here's what I would want to see: I would want to see a batter who bet on first pitch strike against himself.
Yeah,
and going against Clase.
Just like him that's funny. Yeah, he's yeah. He's getting mad at the pitcher. He's like, come on, give me something to hit.
Give me something to hit.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Rick Schaefer is coming up here, hour number 2. We'll talk to Rick. He's in Baltimore. He'll give us his thoughts. I'll also ask him about what happened with Bryce Harper and Rob Manfred. Bryce letting the commission know how he feels about a salary cap.
Yes, he did.
Not pleased. We'll be pleased with Rick coming up next.
We're the original social media you don't need a smart device for. But we'll also meet you there, too. 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ, Little Rock.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
What's going on, everyone? DJ Williams here with The Buzz, and Jordan Wicks is going to be joining the show. That's thanks to Crane Buick GMC of Conway. Always a pleasure to have him join us, and then followed up right by Pat Bradley, thanks to River City Flooring. It's going to be fun one, plenty to talk about. Eli Crane is going to join the show, let you know what book you need to be reading. And everybody wants to know, what's the plan this weekend? Well, look no further than Susan Irwin. She's going to be on, thanks to Willie D's, with her Entertainer's Guide to the Weekend, The Zone. Make sure you tune in to The Zone, where sports and entertainment come crashing.
103.7 The Buzz.
You know how I am. You guys know how I am. I don't forget anything.
Crushing all the competition.
So you can take that to the bank.
The manhunt for the person suspected of a double homicide at a state park continues this morning. Clinton and Kristen Brink were with their 2 young daughters during the attack in a remote area of the park. Thankfully, the girls were not hurt. The FBI has joined the state police in the search for the man they believe killed the Brinks. Investigators are confident one of the many hikers out that day at Devil's Den State Park saw him or has video or photos of him. If you do, please call State Police Troop L at 479-751-6663. And other news, as the dog days of summer continue, workplace safety is a concern, especially for employees inside restaurant kitchens. The El Alamo Mexican Grill in Little Rock has been scaling back hours to give workers a break from the heat. Their tight family-run kitchen is home to a fryer and 2 400-degree grills. The owners say they're fighting a losing battle against the rising temperatures. I'm Sincere Tonsel from KRK4 Today for the Buzz Radio Network.
Get in the conversation with live fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on Morning Mayhem by Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Heat index values possibly could reach 110 today in central Arkansas, so an extreme heat warning's in effect today and tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be 98 degrees today in Little Rock, becoming partly cloudy this afternoon with a 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm and a 10% chance of rain tonight with a low of 78. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
Edwards Food Giant presents Razorback Baseball color analyst and Drop Time Sports co-host Rick Schaefer every Tuesday morning on Morning Mayhem. Rick will share his special take on Razorback sports with the guys each week. Edwards Food Giant, the meat people, the only stop you'll ever have to make for your family's groceries.
Hey, it's David Basil. Let me ask you something. If the power went out right now, would your home and family be ready? That's why I got to tell you about Tri-State and their Generac home standby generators. These things are incredible. They kick on automatically within seconds of a power outage. No refueling, no hassle. They run on natural gas or propane. They're quiet, efficient, and they even add value to your home. Right now, Tri-State is offering up to $1,500 off a brand new Generac generator. And it gets better. They're also throwing in a free 1-year remote monitoring, free 1-year generator maintenance,
maintenance, and a free in-home consultation. That's real peace of mind before the next storm or outage hits. And trust me, once you've got a Generac generator from Tri-State, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Give them a call at 866-695-1015 or go online to tristategenerators.com and schedule your free quote today. Again, that's 866-695-1015 or tristategenerators.com. Terms and conditions apply. Call for details. 866-695-1015 or tristategenerators.com.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Kyler Sanson. Me being in the construction industry and having 2 young kids at home, health insurance is vital. I got a call saying that my plan was going to be canceled at the end of April. Got on the phone with Farm Bureau and I got in touch with an agent. Took me about 30 minutes, and then about 3 days later, I was approved. So with Farm Bureau Health Plans of Arkansas, I'm saving close to $300 a month. You cannot find this plan anywhere else. Get after it and get it.
Farm Bureau Health Plans of Arkansas. Trusted coverage, personalized plans, affordable premiums. Learn more at arfbhealthplans.com.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
We all know how busy our lives can be these days and how important our time and convenience is as well. And Edwards Food Giant knows that too. So that's why they're inviting you to take advantage of their Heat and Eat meal solutions items in the deli department. Delicious Edwards Food Giant signature dishes along with a wide choice of entree and sides, all ready for you to pick up and take home to serve your family tonight. The Heat and Eat meal solutions now at your favorite Central Arkansas Edwards Food Giant deli. This week's special is chicken spaghetti for only $7.49 per pound with seasoned corn for $4.49 per pound.
It's Justin Aker for CertaPro Painters, and it is summertime. If you're looking for a project to be done at your house, then get them on board now. You can sign up for your free estimate, and you can get your project scheduled as well at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. I've had painters work in the past, and you don't get the kind of experience you get with CertaPro, where they're going to clean up after themselves, leave you with a great paint job, and they're going to do it all at an affordable price. For your home, for your business, CertaPro is the answer. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. So get them on your project now, again, at CertaPro.com.
Welcome back to Morning Mayhem.
If I can change.
Live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studios.
And you can change.
Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
Everybody can change.
Here is David Basil, Roger Scott, and Justin Moore.
All right, back here on Morning Mayhem. It is 7:06 in the a.m. here. Josh Neighbors, Jack Allen, Jay Arnold here with you. Going to talk to Rick Schaefer here in 1 second. Once again, you can find us on the D3 Auto Sales text line at 501-661-1037. On Twitter as well at 1037 The Buzz. You can watch the show on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Those are all the places that you guys can find it. Leave comments there as well. We can read some of those if you all leave them. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Shane Broadway from the Bryant Dog Park. We love Shane. Yeah, great guy. All right, let's talk to the only one, Rick Schaefer.
Listen, mister. Rick Schaefer on Morning Mayhem is brought to you by Edwards Food Giant. Edwards Food Giant, the meat people, the only stop you'll ever need to make your family's grocery needs.
Good morning, Rick.
Morning, Josh. Wow, so this is interesting. A whole show with no David, no Roger. How about that? But you guys, I'm sure, are doing an absolutely fabulous job.
Well, we're trying, Rick. We're doing our best. You are on the East Coast. You are in Baltimore. You're in roughly my stomping grounds, a bit north from where I'm from. But you went to the Orioles and Blue Jays game last night, did you not?
Yes, I saw they played. I've seen 3 games against the Colorado Rockies. Last night against the Blue Jays. Today it's a doubleheader because they got rained out of a game with Toronto earlier this year, so they have a day-night, 12:35 and 6:35, and then we're coming home tomorrow. But it's really nice. It's interesting. My wife and I were married 42 years ago, and on our honeymoon, we went to Washington, D.C., we went to Williamsburg, had a great time, but we also came to Baltimore, and she saw her first Major League Baseball game. And the Orioles won the World Series that year. And so that was really interesting. I haven't won since. I don't think we have to get remarried for them to win again. But at any rate, it was nice. We haven't been back together to Baltimore frequently. I've come for games. So we made this trip. We've had a great time so far. And she's enjoyed the games too. But they're playing better than they've played most of the year. So that's been enjoyable too.
Camden Yards, that is my favorite ballpark. I've not been to all of them, but
me too.
For me, Rick, nothing beats Camden Yards. It's great feel, and no matter whether the Orioles are good it's more fun, obviously, when the O's are good. But no matter whether the O's are good or not, what a place to see a ball game.
It is a great place to see a ball game. When they built Camden Yards it was opened in 1992, and we saw 4 games that year. But they built, the warehouse is behind the right field wall. And it's an old train station, and it was built in the 1890s, I believe. And their first thought when they built the ballpark was to tear that down. But they didn't. And that's where all the Oriole offices are and their team store and all that other stuff. And it's become just a beautiful place. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if it's the state of Maryland or the city of Baltimore. They've got all kinds of state funding coming in. If you've been to Camden Yards, you know it's about 6 blocks from Inner Harbor. Mm-hmm. And when we came to Inner Harbor the first time, it was great. It was thriving. They built these 2 pavilions that were loaded with stores, restaurants, and people were down there all the time. Well, it's not dead, but it's dying down there. And so they've got a lot of money. In the next 5 years, they're going to refurbish the Inner Harbor and build around Camden Yards. Now, one of the things they're going to do, I guess everybody needs this in today's modern day, is they're going to make their scoreboard 2.5 times larger than it currently is. Still the original scoreboard. And I can tell you from a stadium that's aging, you wouldn't know it from sitting in the stands, but their audio system's not that good. So I go to Kansas City to see games too, and their audio is so much better than it is here, so that's going to get fixed too. And Camden Yards is going to have kind of a newer look again, even though it was the first ballpark that was built that was brand new that looked old. Right.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I mean, if you can make that little East Coast run, I can't recommend it enough. If you Truist Park is, I like it. I've been there. It's worth it. But if you can make that run, I love Nats Park. I love Camden Yards. Citizens Bank is great. You can obviously go do one. Rick, I don't like New Yankee Stadium. I personally think it looks like an atrocity. They just dumped into the Bronx. Citi Field doesn't look great, but it was a good experience. And then obviously you go to Boston. But if you can make that run, take a couple weeks out during the summer, I think it's a great. If you're a baseball fan, I think it's a great little vacation because there's so much in such a short space in terms of stadiums.
Interesting how many people want to see all the ballparks. So my first or second night here, I can't remember which one it was, we're in the hotel going down the elevator, and a guy had a T-shirt on that said, all 30 ballparks. I said, how many have you seen? He said, tonight, this is my 21st. Then last night, we're going down the elevator, and there's a lady with a Seattle Mariners jersey on. And I said, well, there aren't going to be many of those here tonight. And she and her husband were making a trip where they went to Fenway Park on Friday night. Then they went to Cooperstown for the Hall of Fame induction. They're Mariners fans, so they went for Ichiro.
Wow.
Then they went to a game at Yankee Stadium. No, excuse me. Then last night it was Camden Yards. Tonight it's Yankee Stadium. So there are a lot of people that do those kind of things. I've never been big. I don't care about seeing all the stadiums. I like the Orioles, Cardinals, and the Royals, and I like seeing them play. I'm not sure I could go to, see the Mariners play the Blue Jays. I'm not sure that would get me excited seeing a game in Seattle. But it is interesting how many people like to make that kind of a trek.
All right, so Rick, two big baseball stories that have happened. We'll go with we hit on the gambling one first. So we'll do that. Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase has been put on paid leave basically while they investigate a gambling probe. Obviously, the first pitch ball bets are the ones that are being looked at. Second pitcher from the Guardians to do it. We're talking about this from the standpoint of with the number of bets that are available, right? And I know on your shows you all have the double R props, but with the amount of betting that's available, the ability to impact the game, from a betting standpoint, has really changed. And this is one where it's, you really don't need anybody else's help, right? The pitcher can do this on their own, solely on their own. So your thought about this as a whole, and if you think that this signals a baseball exclusive problem, or it's still a problem across most sports that's not exclusive just to Major League Baseball.
No, the NBA has experienced it in the NFL with a player or two, not large numbers. The Class A is arguably one of the top 2 or 3 relief pitchers in baseball, and he is not having as good a year as he's had in past years, and he's still young. Well, and you think about Cleveland, they're still one of those teams that's kind of on the fringe of being a wild card team. Interesting, the trade deadline's Thursday. Most of the stories about the Orioles are about who's going to be gone, and so I don't know what that's going to amount to. But nonetheless, you think of Cleveland, they're probably thinking if we add a player or two, we might get in the playoffs, and who knows after then. You take their best reliever out, that is absolutely huge. But isn't it interesting that the whole thought process of gambling started with baseball back in 1919, and it actually took deep into the 2020 season before those guys were suspended. I think it was late August, because Joe Jackson was hitting 376 when he got suspended in August of 2020. And then Pete Rose dies. And now Rob Manfred has ruled that those who were expelled from baseball are permanently banned. Once they die, they're no longer banned from baseball. So I was reading a story the other day about a pitcher who won 95 games for the Giants. I think his last name was Douglas. I've never really knew anything about him. He won 2 games in the 1922 World Series for them, but they weren't even sure he was gambling. It was some letter he wrote that indicated he might have, and they banned him for life. Well, now he's eligible again. Really, the only two that matters to are Pete Rose and Joe Jackson. Mm-hmm. But to think about, now that gambling is legal, and I don't know if it's in all states, but I know it's in most states, well, the chances of something like this happening are out, and it could happen in college sports. Remember, it happened to one of the schools in New York back in the 1950s, a betting scandal. Kentucky back in the early 1950s. So, yeah, throwing a game, that is bad news. And I don't know many of the details about Class A, but boy, that's a disturbing incident.
How about the Bryce Harper story? Did you see this?
Yeah.
So
where Bryce Harper and Manfred got into it in the dressing room.
It sounded like it was almost a one-way. So I'll read here from Jeff Passan, the ESPN. Commissioner of Baseball was in the Phillies clubhouse last week, and Bryce Harper told him to get the F out of our clubhouse if Manfred wanted to talk about the potential implementation of a salary cap. The confrontation came in a meeting, one of the 30 Manfred conducts annually, in an effort to improve his relations with every team's players. Lasted more than an hour. Though Manfred never explicitly said the words salary cap, sources said the discussion about the game's economics raised the ire of Harper. one of the most influential players in baseball. So, what do you think? Nose to nose with the commish. Bryce trying to show, flex him, I guess.
Well, all of athletics, and now college athletics, if it wasn't before, is all about money. It is all about money. You can go and enjoy the games. I enjoy going to the games. I still do. The collective bargaining agreement with the Major League Baseball players ends after the 2026 season. Harper even made the comment that players would be willing to give up a 162-game season to keep from having a salary cap. Easy for a 34-year-old who has made hundreds of millions of dollars playing baseball to say. And isn't it interesting that the last time that they went through the collective bargaining, there's this group, this players group, that works with the head of the Major League Baseball Players Association. And I think there were 8 of them. And there were people like Max Scherzer. They were all older guys making tons of money. And they did not want to agree to what the owners had done. And they're saying it's all about the younger players. Really? They raised the minimum salary for Major League Baseball to $725,000. They made all these improvements for minor league baseball, but these 8 guys who were making lots of money didn't want to agree. But 70% of the players in the Players Association wanted to agree. So then you go back and look, and I don't know if many people are aware of this, but 30% of the players in Major League Baseball make 70% of the money.
Right.
So you've got a lot of these players that are making the minimum of, now it's probably $750 at this point. That's a pretty good minimum. I've never made anywhere close to that. In fact, I no reason to discuss personal finances. God's always taking care of us, but I've never made any money anywhere near that. I've never had a single salary that was 6 figures. And these guys are arguing that $750,000 is not enough for a rookie. And so it's easy for Bryce Harper to say that. Now, I like Bryce Harper. He's a good player and all of that. But I think to discuss the salary cap, and here's where the owners are coming from, and I know they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money, and I've always been an owner's guy. I'm not an owner's guy anymore, particularly when you look at some of these NFL deals where they have holdouts, like the Cincinnati Bengals. What they're doing is absolutely absurd with their players. But nonetheless, I've always been kind of, the owners have to make their money. But this is a real situation until it's resolved. With all these regional sports networks collapsing, it is bringing less revenue to a lot of major league teams. The Cardinals and the Royals this year, with their TV agreements, are making 25% less than they have in the past. So maybe the money's not flowing quite as freely in a lot of the markets. It still is in New York. It's enormous in Los Angeles. But for Kansas City, for Baltimore, for Pittsburgh, for even San Diego, Major League Baseball has had to take over their telecast. It's not the same. Therefore, you hope that there's going to be rational discussions between ownership and players to where the players aren't going to give up much, but to where baseball can continue to flourish economically.
Now, Rick, and also good morning, Justin Moore. Justin Moore is joining us now. How are you, JM?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Justin.
So, Rick, one thing I wanted to ask you about really fast was that less money is a big function of the Bally Sports issue, right? Because Bally Sports goes belly up and
Bally
cannot.
Sports, they're gone. They're gone.
And so that's going to put some teams to hold. And that was that last season when that happened?
That was last season. There were 3 teams that Major League Baseball took over their telecast. Now, I don't know about all of them, but for instance, the Cardinals and the Royals were Bally Sports. This year, they're FanDuel, which again, you talk about influence of gambling in the game.
Yeah.
That's what FanDuel does. But FanDuel has, and what they've done is the Cardinals and the Royals are they had to take it. They had no other option. Bally went under, and so they're making 25% less than they did last year. And I don't know how long that's going to hold on. What Manfred wants to do as his last legacy as commissioner is to centralize baseball television similar to what the NFL has. And with all the streaming things available, and with ESPN, the ESPN's contract's over after this year, but they're back in it talking about next year. And I think the major league contracts expire after 2028. And Manfred wants to centralize it, get more money involved, but it seems like the Yankees and the Dodgers are going to have to give a little for that to happen because they're making so much more than anybody else is. So that's in the future. We don't know. All I know is I like to be able to watch it on TV, and right now there's a lot of people don't even know where to go to turn on to watch their team play.
One final thing for you, Rick. Ryan Mallett and Clint Sterner among 8 of the former athletes, going into the 2025 Arkansas Sports Hall of Honor class. I'm not sure if you saw the entire class. You can find it. I'm reading from Whole Hog Sports, Christina Long. But two Arkansas QBs headed into the Hall of Honor.
Well, both very deserving. Both put up great numbers. Clint Sterner for his last 2 years were just great for Razorback football. Ryan Mallett had 2 great years as starter for the Razorback football team, particularly his senior year. It's interesting. So many people from Northwest Arkansas, and I'm guessing Central Arkansas too, go to the Panhandle of Florida for vacation. And we were there again this year, Sandestin, which is a little bit past Destin. And you think that's where Ryan Mallett was gone. That's where he drowned. It's just hard. It's still hard to believe. And his name came up last Thursday night, and this is my first time to talk on the radio since then. I'll be back on Drive Time tomorrow. But, you think about Bobby Petrino there, and Bobby Petrino and Ryan Mallett were close, and David Basil did bring it up with Bobby Petrino. And you think about what's about to happen, but just hard to believe. So both those guys are very deserving. And by the way, since this is my first time to be on since Thursday, was that a great night or what?
Yeah.
I thought Taylor Green was outstanding. I know that Razorback fans, and all Razorback fans, want to be optimistic. And we've had a lot of 6 and 6s lately with a 4 and 7 thrown in there, or 4 and 8, whatever it was. And so he gives me great reason to be optimistic. If Arkansas's defense is worth a darn, I think Arkansas could be a lot better than people think, because I think as long as Green is healthy, the offense is going to be really, really good and will be entertaining to watch. So that's what I gleaned from Thursday night. Again, it's easy to be optimistic in July and August because you haven't played a game yet, but that was really an exciting night for me, and it was nice that they mentioned Mallett and Mallett that night, and I'm glad for Clint Sterner too, because he is again, what he had to endure. Remember his sophomore year? He got sacked 42 times. And some of those sacks were punishing sacks. And then here comes Houston Nutt, and the next year Arkansas wins his first 9 games. And the next year they beat Clint Sterner's last game, they beat Texas in the Cotton Bowl. So really cool to see both of those guys go in.
And Rick, also before I get you out of here, as an SID this time of year, is this when you're putting together the biggest packet ever, the media packet that you hand out to all of us media folks when we come in? Because I have to imagine it could be a boring time with the athletes not quite all the way back yet.
Biggest thing is putting together the media guide, and I don't know if it's published yet. These days what they do is they hand out a little Bob or whatever it is that's got all the media guides on it at the SEC meetings, so you're not carrying 16 books home with you. So I don't know if that's printed yet or not. Usually it's sometime in August before it is. But that's your biggest job, and that's all summer. And it's got to be more difficult now because I know I used to have all the biographies written by sometime in early June. Well, now you got guys still coming in from the transfer portal after spring practice is over. You're trying to find information on them. You want to make sure that your press guide is as absolutely up to date as it can be. And sometimes it's mid-July before you've got everything that you want to have in there.
It's got to be like trying to hit a moving target.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so anyway, that's your biggest deal. And then, you put together information after that. But getting the press guide done is the biggest thing for the SID. And you got to feel a little bit for Kyle Parkinson because with Kevin Traynor transitioning from athletics to the Alumni Association and the cutbacks in athletics, and Kyle lives fairly close to me, his duties have increased because Kevin took a lot of things out of the SID office. That in the old days, the SID did all of it. So Kyle was free, but Kyle's got to deal with Holics Plus. I never had to deal with that. He got a lot of other things. So for him, I'm not sure he got much of a vacation this summer, and I feel bad for him because I've taken more vacation days the last 2 years than I probably have the other times in my whole life.
You deserve it, Rick. You deserve it. All right, we appreciate you joining us even on your vacation. Enjoy the baseball today and travel home safely, all right?
All right, Josh. Thanks a lot. Justin, you all have a great rest of the show.
Rick
Thanks,
Schaefer.
brother. Have a great day.
Rick's in Baltimore. He's going to the O's and Blue Jays doubleheader today, Justin. So he's getting.
That's a great
ton of
park, man.
Yeah,
park.
We were just talking about that. Yeah, and he said it needs a facelift. I haven't been probably about 10 years. But if you ever get a chance to go to Camden Yards, I mean, it is worth it. And the food,
Absolutely.
some of the best ballpark food across the major leagues.
Is that where they have the like crab cake?
They
hot
have
dog?
They do, and they put Old Bay on everything,
Yeah.
which I do support when I'm in Maryland. All right, we'll take a break. We come back. We're actually going to do a little bit of Arkansas basketball because my buddy Jay Arnold's here. Jay and I have gotten into it about Cal, and as he said, Jay's like, I'm not sure I'm going to make any friends, but I think it's a nice time. Look, it's late July. We don't have a ton of stuff to talk about, so. Any compelling basketball argument to me, as a guy who hosts the Arkansas basketball postgame show, I'm here for. So we're going to talk some hoops when we come back here on Morning Mayhem.
River City Flooring presents Pat Bradley in the Zone with Justin and DJ each week. River City Flooring. Find them online at rivercityflooringinc.com. That's rivercityflooringinc.com.
This is SportsCenter.
Sad news in the baseball world as Hall of Fame second baseman Ryne Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. In January of 2024, Sandberg announced that he had metastatic prostate cancer. He was cancer-free in August of 2024, but December 10th, 2024, Sandberg announced that the cancer had returned and spread to other organs. Sandberg made 10 straight All-Star teams and won 9 Golden Gloves at second base. He was also a 7-time Silver Slugger, and he was voted in the Baseball Hall of Fame back in 2005. Once again, Ryne Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. Some good news in college football, as Colorado head coach Deion Sanders announced that he has been cured of cancer after a tumor was removed, as well as his bladder. He announced this yesterday at a press conference at Colorado and said he plans to coach the 2025 season. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
98 degrees this afternoon in Little Rock will become partly cloudy with a 20% chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Plus, an extreme heat warning will be in effect where heat index values could reach 110. Tonight, a 10% chance of a shower and thunderstorm with a low of 78 degrees. And tomorrow, back up to 97 with a 20% chance of rain. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Join the Zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the Zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Hey, y'all. Roger Scott here, and I don't have to tell you it's hot outside. You can figure that up all by yourself when you touch your steering wheel 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That thing's going to brand you like a head of cattle. So you want to beat the heat? Make Family Market Stores your fill-up stop. Whether you're pulling into one of their convenience stores or grocery store locations, you're walking into cool air, great deals, and big-time savings. Grab yourself a large fountain drink, sweet tea, or lemonade, and boom, 5 cents off per gallon at the pump. Mornings more your speed? A large cup of community coffee gets you another 5 cents per gallon, and that's before your first sip. And don't forget that Family Market Rewards card. Use it inside the store to save even more on snacks, drinks, and whatever you need, and stack those savings when you gas up outside. And you'll find these deals in Pangburn, Malvern, Shannon Hills, Mayflower, and now Hot Springs. If there's not a Family Market store in your neck of the woods just yet, hold tight. One's coming. Family Market Stores. Cooling you down and filling you up.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
As your partner in workforce management, the payroll company provides a meticulous white glove experience that empowers you to hire, manage, and grow. We present customized plans designed to deliver immediate impact on your organization and bottom line. Our white glove service, complete with an employee hotline, is yours to ensure 360-degree execution of your new solutions. Your success is our success. The Payroll Company. Hire, manage, grow. Visit morethanpayroll.com.
Hey, everybody, this is NFL Hall of Famer Dan Hampton, and I love hanging out with Paz and the boys on The Buzz. Tune in every morning so you can get the news just like I do.
Back here on Morning Mayhem, it is Saturday, Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. I'm Josh Neighbors, alongside me Jack Allen and Jay Arnold. Justin Moore is with us this morning. JM, where are you? Are you home? Are you away? Neutral site game, where are we?
Home game. I am home, man. It's good to be home for a little bit. I tell you what, though, I've been like up north quite a bit lately, and the weather up that direction. I was in upstate New York, for example, my last show, which was last Saturday, and it was like in the 70s. And get back home, and my daughter's about to start on her golf team, and she begged me to take her to play yesterday, and I thought I was going to have a heat stroke.
Yeah.
So it's good to be home, but man, and I love summer, but golly, man, it has been brutal lately.
I played golf yesterday too, and I was like, I don't like the golf rounds where it's like, can I survive the 9 holes? The 18 holes. I want to enjoy the golf. So I was right there with you out in the course. Also, it is National Wing Day today. So on the D3 Auto Sales text line, please send us your wing order. We've all gone through ours. Justin, what is your preferred way? I want to know flats, drums. What kind of sauce? How do you want the sauce applied? Because I'm a sauce on the side guy. So what is your wing order if you are getting chicken wings?
I'm glad you brought up the flats and drums, because I brought this up, I don't know, this was months ago, maybe a year ago, to the other knuckleheads that are normally on with us, and they were like, I have no idea. I've never thought about it. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, how do you not know? But I'm a flat guy, and I like just the basic buffalo hot sauce. There's all these different, garlic parmesan, this and that. But I'm a basic, original kind of buffalo guy, and I like them on the wings when I get them.
Okay.
My wife gets it like you on the side, so
I was made fun of for the side sauce. Jack and Jay, who are here with me, they made fun of me for that because they said they have not heard that before. But I told them I learned that as a health trick. Dietitian told me, like, if you put salad dressing on the side, it's going to be healthier for you than if you just get the salad already drenched in it. Same thing for wings applies. Especially, what kind of sauce does your wife like?
Like me.
Okay.
The same sauce, but I don't know. I don't think she really cares as far as wings or flats.
So
but, I love wings, by the way.
Oh, I love wings too. I'm a barbecue sauce guy, and so barbecue sauce typically, because it has so much sugar in it, can be unhealthy for you. So that's why I always go with the side sauce. Yeah, it's my strategy. So keep sending in your wing orders to us at 501-661-1037. So Jay is here. Jay's looking at me like we're about to kill him. So Justin, this is interesting. Jay and I met at a bar, at a bar. But we have some mutual friends that we know, and we struck up and we've had multiple great conversations. But we had a conversation about Coach Cal and how the season went last year, and it was really interesting because, to me personally, I think about how that season ended, and I thought it was Cal's best coaching job he did in years. And I thought that, to me, and this was wrong of me, this is where I was wrong, that would be the general consensus of people, was that was his best coaching job in years. Jay laid out a very compelling argument to why that was not the case. And so I was like, this is something I would love to talk about on our show. And so your biggest qualm, I think, was with how the season ended. Yes. Correct? Against Texas Tech. Yes. So let the folks know what is your thesis overall here? What is your big thought?
Okay, so first off, right, glad Cal's here. Great
Yes.
hire.
Yes.
I'm glad he's here. Root for the program's success, and we got a year's worth of data at this point.
Yeah.
And, opinions can change over time, but where I sit today is that when Cal got here, that we all know how it started with 0-5,
right,
in conference play. I was frustrated by it vocally, and like most. Now I'll push back a little bit because I do believe that the way he brought the team together to close out the year was incredible.
Yeah,
was incredible. But if you look at it as a whole, I don't think that he exceeded expectations.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I thought he got it back to the starting line.
Okay.
Because if you look at that team on paper, that was one of the more exciting rosters for us in recent memory, right? Maybe you take away the Nick Smith, Anthony Black years with Muss, right?
Right.
Year with Muss, but that we had really high expectations going into that, and to not make the Sweet 16, I think if we're honest with ourselves,
the Elite Eight.
Sure.
Yeah.
To not get farther than we did, I think if we're honest with ourselves, was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, I think and I thought this was not a bad point because I really do believe, like, the way it ended, it did rally and turn around, right? They ended the year, especially in the tournament, with the 2 wins over 2 Hall of Fame coaches. You beat Self, you beat Pitino. It feels really good. And also, I know that they quote-unquote blew it in the end, but I mean, for majority of the game, they were handing Texas Tech their tails. They really were. They were the better team in that game. I don't think you can deny that. And so it's almost like, and once again, I do think it matters a lot how you view that final game. To me, I just thought, hey, stuff happened. It was one of those games where it wasn't.
It was fluky.
Yeah, exactly right.
I mean, like the dude hitting a 3 to tie it at the. I mean, that never. It happens rarely. I'll say. Not never.
I saw a clip the other day, Justin, where I saw it was like 30 seconds left, and it was like Arkansas was up that much with that much time left. Like, how in the world did this happen?
Man, we had guys miss free throws that had been pretty clutch, at least down the stretch of the season. I think both can be true. I think both. I kind of agree with both of you guys, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as Cal, I was disappointed in the regular season, certainly. And obviously, I was happy with the postseason run. I wouldn't say the Sweet 16 for me personally was disappointing because I mean you're again seconds away from an Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Who knows after that? And it's one of those deals where you go, well, yeah, but they didn't win it,
right?
But you're right though too, Josh. I mean, we dominated that entire game.
I know
until the last minute,
which
whatever.
kind of makes Jay's point. It's like, how did not do it?
It's such a Razorback thing. I mean, this is what I've dealt with my entire life. I'm 41. I've seen this. I've seen this movie over and over again, and it's been in every sport.
Yeah,
that's why people feel like we're cursed.
I think basketball. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
I will push back on that a little bit, and we were actually talking about this in the break because to say that fails to acknowledge the Kansas and the St. John's games before that, which were both crazy, both all-time. We're both classics and great wins, and it's like, oh, we never come out.
Well, the problem with basketball makes it different, though, is basketball, this is why people love the NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah.
is that you play 30 games, and then one bad night cause you to go home.
But
it's hard. It's hard to take. Like, this is why the NBA plays 7-game series, right? Because they want to find the better team.
But I just want to push back against this idea that this is what they always do. This is what always happens. Only because the last one is always the one you lose.
Yes.
And so you can sit here and say, "Oh, well, we're snake bit." Unless you win the whole thing, you're gonna come away with that feeling.
I guess that's the thing about basketball too, is there's 8 programs every year that are like, why wasn't it us? Like, I mean, you saw Duke this year, great example. Like, Duke has got to be sitting there at the Final Four game against Houston, being like, what in God's name just happened? Like how is it not us? How is it with Kneppel and Flagg and how good the team was? How in the world was it not us?
Sitting there asking that same thing. Like, I mean.
Houston. That I thought they were the best team.
Yeah, I mean they beat the hell out of everybody all year, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and so just as an example of my point, would you agree that as far as the snake bit thing, would you guys agree? I believe Arkansas had the best baseball team in the country this year. And with otherwise, some fluky things happened. In particular, the last game, the draw to get LSU, and then how that game ended, was ridiculous. I mean, had the game again won, and give LSU credit. I mean, they won the game, obviously, but so I do as a fan feel that we're snake bit a little bit. I mean, it's frustrating to have the best team in the country, and we've had that, I believe, in baseball, for example, multiple times, and just cannot get it done.
I thought they did this year. I thought the best lineup for sure.
So
I thought the best lineup in the country.
I agree. And numbers-wise, one of the top 2, 3, 5 defenses.
And that's what makes that game hurt so much, right? Is the fact that their defense ultimately let them down. I would say, LSU's pitching is the only place where that pitching carried
the
them.
front line starting pitching.
Starting pitching. Yeah, I agree.
And then those kids they're bringing off the bench were doing 101 with movement.
I want to go back to talking basketball and ask. It felt weird because a lot of the conversation about Cal coming in was, he builds these great rosters, builds these super talented rosters, and then just kind of sees what happens.
Yeah.
Where it felt like last year, I was more disappointed in the roster construction and then impressed by the way that he came back around and coached them at the end, in the sense that like it felt like the players he brought, and injuries played a big part in it. Like
right.
Nelly being
hurt
I
was going to say that
was an issue. Jonas Adu being hurt early was an issue. And so it almost felt like the roster construction,
Theo getting hurt.
The roster construction of it was almost the part that disappointed me.
I don't know, because I thought the roster was well constructed. I thought I really believe this is what made last year so interesting. This is why it makes this conversation so interesting, is that I thought last year it was really odd to watch a coach that knew better in Cal to let an 18-year-old handle the ball against a bunch of 23-year-olds. And then all of a sudden they went to the older guy when he got hurt, and guess what? And the thing was, they had to tighten the rotation, but that was a better thing for them. It was so weird because that Arkansas team didn't play a ton of guys, but they actually had depth at every position, right?
Yeah.
They had multiple guards who could get to the rim, they could score, and they could shoot. They had multiple guys at the wings that could defend until, Theo goes out. They had multiple big guys. I mean, they had 2 7-footers that actually gave them flexibility. And once again, Z disappointed a lot of people last year. But
he was pathetic.
Right, but the fact that he could shoot actually did cause problems, because you at least do have to account for him. Now, Auburn just could have let him stand there and, they did at times let him miss those 10 threes or whatever it was he took. But I actually thought the fact that the roster looked the way it did at the end of the year, I think he actually got a better roster. I think he got a good roster. I don't think he coached them correctly, because that team last year could – I'm not saying they would have. I think it would have been I think Justin's point, I think that would have been a really tough day against Houston. I think Houston – probably had the right mix of athleticism to beat Arkansas.
Arkansas was the hottest team in the tournament.
And I've said this too, man. I remember being in that locker room in San Francisco. Those guys did not think they were going to lose.
Yeah.
They had no concept. They were like, they knew they were like, we're hitting our stride. They had just beaten 2 Hall of Fame coaches back to back. They were relatively convincing against St. John's doing so. I know it got tight in the end.
And this would be my pushback then would be like, is that not the whole point of coaching, is to have your team playing their best ball in March?
At the end, and they were. And that's why I always say about that final game, that's why I couldn't figure out what happened. And that's why I called Dr. Rob Neighbors, my father, who is the smartest person I know. Not as big a basketball fan than me, but he said Arkansas just couldn't get the ball. And for most of the game, Arkansas's size felt like it was evening things out. But those long rebounds Tech got from shooting threes, I thought went against Arkansas, and it just happened that they lost. That's why I wasn't too upset with the outcome. But if you take a step back, Jay, I think to what you're saying, if you look at a 10,000-foot view, if you said, okay, Cal's first season at Arkansas ends in the Sweet 16, you'd be like, yeah, it's good, but Eric Musselman took us to 2 Elite Eights.
So the crux of my opinion on this, and what I've told the majority of my friends when we talk through this, and I know some of them are listening, I'm gonna get cooked either way. So, is
Group chats are going on.
Whenever we hired John Calipari, I just wanted expectations to get tempered a little bit, right? And what I mean by that is, Justin, it sounds like you and I've been watching the Hogs just about the same amount of time as. Eric Musselman put together a 5-year stretch in Arkansas basketball that's some of the best we've seen, right. In our lifetime. And I just didn't want that to get overshadowed by the fact that we're bringing in, a national championship coach, right? Because I still believe, and I hope that I'm wrong, that when we look back at Cal's here for 5 years, and we look at Muss's 5 years, that Muss is going to have had more success and longer runs in the tournament. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
If you look at, you talked about roster construction, if you looked over the years of John Calipari's career, it's hard to say that there's another coach, maybe outside of Coach K, that's had more talent.
Yeah. Coach K actually learned
that he's brought to his program than John Calipari, and the fact that he's still only got the same amount of natties at Kentucky as Tubby Smith is disheartening. So I believe that there's probably a large faction of the Kentucky base that's probably not too sad that he's gone.
No, they weren't. But also, I would argue that from a player development standpoint, that was one of the better jobs Cal had done. Like
both can exist.
I would say if you keep developing players the way Cal did last year, your chances of winning a championship are, if you get that base level talent and you develop like they did, because the only guy who did not get better last year was Z. Yeah. I thought every player on the team improved.
I think we're probably going to get to see a lot of exciting players over the next several years.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be really neat to watch, Arkansas guards and bigs dominate the NBA for the next 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know that's going to equate to necessarily long-term success here at Arkansas.
But that is what makes me excited for this year.
There's
so much returning production.
So good.
Who got a lot better over the course of last year.
Yeah. And once again, the guy that drives the engine, I've told this, but I met the basketball trainer at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville when I was there. And the one thing he told me, he said, the dude who's always in the gym, DJ Wagner. He's like, I show up to the gym, he goes, DJ Wagner's there. He said, everybody's done playing pickup, DJ Wagner wants to keep playing. And I said, that's some great news. That's some great news.
I love it.
Yeah, that's the guy. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up. Hour number 2 here on Morning Mayhem.
I've been wanting to get next to you, baby. You see, sometimes I fool moms, I say, oh, baby, needing you has proven to be my greatest dream. Yeah. I'm so tired of being alone, so tired of being alone, so tired of being alone. Sometimes when I get the one that likes you, baby, I'm so tired.
Fellas, are you always tired? You're lacking focus? You're dealing with low energy? Look, it's not normal, and it's definitely not living your best life. This is serious stuff. Look, it affects every aspect of your life, your marriage, your family, your job. Heck, if you got kids, you want to be at your best for them, don't you? Look, get your life back with testosterone therapy over at Low T Center. Right now's the time. The deal isn't going to be around forever, but it is a big-time deal. Look, right now it's free over at Low T Center to find out your T level. Every man should do it. Take the test. The results will be in your hands in 15 minutes. And, fellas, you'll know exactly what the next steps are that you need to take. Here's what we're offering. Go to Low T Center. They're giving you the power to take control of your health, man. Get custom dose TRT, and then you choose in-center care or you get it delivered to your home. Heck, right now, if you tell your friends about it, get them started on TRT, you'll receive a $250 credit when you and your referral become patients. Guys, look, taking this simple test could be the first step to getting back to living your best life. Book an appointment right now at fixmylowt.com. Again, that's fixmylowt.com.
I'm Allison Greenwood. I live in Pulaski County. I got a notice from my insurance carrier saying that my premium was going up to over $1,000 a month. My insurance agent called me and said, "Hey, Farm Bureau has a new product." I said, "Well, tell me more." In less than 24 hours, I was signed up with the Farm Bureau health plan, saving over $500 a month, and I was a happy girl.
Farm Bureau Health Plans of Arkansas. Learn more at arfbhealthplans.com.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive your choice of a free 3,500 PSI pressure washer or inverter 2,200 watt generator. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry, supplies are limited and offer ends July 31st. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pond Street in Cabot, and find them on Facebook.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher, and today I want to talk to you about Fletcher Dodge, Honda, Toyota, Nissan, Subaru, Ford, and Hyundai. I bet you didn't know you could have any of those makes in your driveway for less. Our Dodge store here in Sherwood is just one of our 9 stores in the Fletcher Auto Company. We represent 10 automobile brands. You probably didn't know our Honda store in Bentonville is the largest Honda store in the state. So when you need a new vehicle, go to our website, FletcherAuto.com. You can shop all of our inventory online. It's easy, folks. You can shop from your phone or at home. We have the Dodge, Honda, Toyota, Nissan, Subaru, Ford, Jeep, Chrysler, and Hyundai. Just pick out the vehicle you want and we'll deliver it right to your door for the best price anywhere. They can handle the trade-in, appraisal, and financing. Just ask for the sales manager and start smiling. So for the best deal anywhere, shop FletcherAuto.com and give us a chance to earn your business. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Coming up Tuesday on Out of Bounds, we'll be one day closer to Razorback football. We're talking Razorback practice, which gets underway on Friday. Also, we'll talk some Razorback basketball. Coach Z, Matt Zimmerman, joins us at 2:10. We'll also have what's trending. We'll talk some high school football and a whole lot more. Be sure to join us Tuesday for Out of Bounds.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Bart Reed, made possible by Martin Orthopedics, with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care.
This is Miss Arkansas 2023 Corey Keller, and you're listening to Morning Mayhem on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, quick segment here as we wrap up hour number 2. We'll circle back to some of what Jay had to say because I think it's a fun conversation to have about roster construction, all those things. We've got Justin Moore and Poen this morning as well. Good to have JM on the program. Roger and Baz are back tomorrow, so it'll be a full Morning Mayhem assembling happening tomorrow morning. They're coming back from their respective vacations. Roger will have his trivia tonight at Boudreaux's at 6 p.m., so that will be happening. Mentioned the shooting earlier today. So there was a shooting yesterday at the NFL office in New York City. Jack, there is an update about the shooter. So
yeah, yesterday it was kind of like this happened at the NFL headquarters, but it didn't seem to be related. Turns out it was related. The shooter was trying to get into the NFL headquarters office, went up the wrong elevator.
Really?
And so never made it to the headquarters. Basically, what's coming out is that apparently he was blaming them for dealing with CTE that he sustained playing high school football.
Wow.
He had some mental issues,
Right.
but was trying to blame the NFL and saying they needed to study his brain.
Right.
And so just a really hard story, a tragic story.
Right.
And
I don't know how many. I'm not sure how many floors are in that building. Just once again, as somebody who worked in New York City, and I know Justin, you've done there doing the whole radio tour and whatnot. Just because those buildings house big entities does not mean all of the floors in those buildings belong to the entities. So he not sure how many floors he might have had to go up to get where he was trying to go, but that's why we didn't know what the situation was. We didn't really know. Was he there for another business? Was he there for something personal? But it turns out it was in fact the NFL that he was targeting. So really scary stuff. Obviously, really tragic that 4 people died. But we wanted to give that update because that's new information that just came out. We'd obviously referenced it earlier in the day and said we did not know about that. So, all right, 8 o'clock hour coming up. Chuck Gatlin, 8:30 will be here. We'll play some match game as well. What Arkansas football game outside of Notre Dame are you most looking forward to this year? Practice camp starts on Friday. What position group is Jack Allen most excited to see when he makes the trek to Fayetteville? All of that and more is coming up. 2 more hours to go. Morning Mayhem here on a Tuesday.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days on select Hyundai models. Only at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end July 31st. Call 469-405-7740 for details. Hurry in.
All the athletes talked about on this station offer us a lesson in fitness, that there has to be recovery time. It's why your Little Rock Athletic Club has a chill room equipped with the latest technology to help you relax. Your Little Rock Athletic Club, people will witness the fitness.
Injured? There's only one number you need to know. 888-8888.
At Rainwater Holton Sexton, no case is too big and no insurance company too strong.
Just dial 888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Join the guys Thursday morning, bringing the mayhem to Fletcher Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Sherwood. Stop by or check out their selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at FletcherDeals.com.
World champion of what?
103.7 The Buzz, your world champions of sports radio.
Don't get me wrong.
KABZ Little Rock.
One man is in custody for a deadly shooting near a church in Bryant. Police got a call about a stolen vehicle near First Baptist Church on South Reynolds Road yesterday morning. There they found a 23-year-old woman in the driver's seat who'd been shot. She died after being taken to the hospital. Her name hasn't been released. An investigation is underway in Little Rock following a Monday afternoon homicide. Police say a man was found dead in the parking lot of an apartment complex on Labette Manor Drive. As of yet, no more information about the victim or a possible suspect has been released. 2 other murders have taken place at the same address this year, the first in January and the second in February. And a missing persons case is now a murder investigation in Camden. Ouachita County deputies say 18-year-old Braden Roberson went to meet his ex-girlfriend last Thursday night. He was reported missing the next day. Investigators believe he got into a fight with 3 people at Sandy Beach Park. He was found dead yesterday in a wooded area of Union County. Deputies later arrested all 3 suspects, Bryson Vaughn, Melanie Pipkin, and Cameron Hildebrand. I'm Sincere Tonsel from KRK4 Today for the Buzz Radio Network.
Insure your auto, home, life, and everything in between with Shelter Insurance. Find a local agent by calling 1-800-SHELTER or at shelterinsurance.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Heat index values possibly could reach 110 today in central Arkansas, so an extreme heat warning's in effect today and tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be 98 degrees today in Little Rock, becoming partly cloudy this afternoon with a 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm and a 10% chance of rain tonight with a low of 78. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
Hi, this is Joe Klein with Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Whether you're dining in for daily specials like Cheese Dip Happy Hour, driving through for a barbecue bowl pickup order, or prefer our full-service catering, our professional staff at Corky's has you covered. Corky's in Little Rock and North Little Rock. We'll see you soon. And be sure to listen each week when I stop by 1037 The Buzz.
Hey, it's David Basil for my good friends at Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. The Lawson family has been designing in-ground custom pools since 1976, taking care of families and making memories that last a lifetime. Shane and Jeremy Lawson will walk you through the setup process and make your new purchase seamless. Luxury Pool and Spa carries Pentair pool equipment, automatic pool cleaners, accessories, and more. If you're unsure if your pool or spa water levels are correct, bring in a water sample, and the trained chemical professionals on their staff will ensure your levels are safe and correct. Luxury Pool and Spa carries Pool Life and Baquasil Pool Chemicals and Sorona and Frog Spa Chemicals. They have hot tubs on the showroom floor by Fantasy, Hot Spring, and Caldera. Luxury Pool and Spa is an authorized dealer of Ledge Lounger and Polywood furniture, Adirondack chairs, sofas, sectionals, and top quality high-end outdoor furniture. Plus a great selection of PK grills and Big Green Eggs. Luxury Pool and Spa has everything needed to make your backyard your everyday oasis. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell, and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Wright's Food Center in Glenwood and select Cash Saver food stores.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With Whataburger's new Bigger Better bundles, you can upgrade your favorite Whata meal into 2 meals. You can add a kid's Whata meal for $4 and take it home to your little you. Or you can add a double meat junior Whata meal for $5 and save it for later. For you. Or you can add a Whata Wings 9-piece for $6 and just enjoy that now. Yep, with Bigger Better bundles, you can bring the kids along. Or give it to your Uncle Mo. Or stop by and surprise your coworkers. Upgrade your Whata meal with Bigger Better bundles for a limited time. Only at What a Burger.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to Morning Mayhem.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
Live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studios.
Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food.
Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time.
Thank you, Dusty. Hour number 3 of Morning Mayhem here coming your way. I am Josh Neighbors. Alongside me, it's Jack Allen. And joining us now on the show, another good friend of mine, Dave Braswell. Dave, welcome to Morning Mayhem. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you having me.
Also, Justin Moore, live from Poen, Arkansas. JM, good to have you on. Thank you for being with Jack and I, helping being with us. And so we're 1 for 1. I thought Jay was fantastic. Jay's basketball take. I don't agree with it. Don't agree with it necessarily, but it's a lot of fun to chop it up. I thought it was an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
With your what you just said.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with everything he said, but I thought he made some good points.
Yeah.
At least valid for sure.
Oh, it's interesting to talk about too. As you know, for me, as somebody who thought Cal did such a great job last year, I think it's good to temper that. Once again, whether I agree or not, and temper that with some other thoughts. Once again,
the other thing is, and you somebody brought it up. I don't know. I think it was you, Josh. But you can't minimize, in my opinion, the specific injuries we had.
Yeah.
For I don't know, the first half of the year at least, if not a little more, your best players were Thero and Flan, Boogie Flan. They were your best players and leading scorers. I mean, so it's one thing to have injuries and you're not as deep as you need to be or would like to be, but it matters who those injuries are to.
Right.
You look at the football team, for example. It makes a difference whether you lose the sixth on the depth chart wide receiver or Taylor Green.
Right. Yeah. There's some more. And what's funny about the Thero thing too is that he's still hurt. I mean, I think he was missing summer league games for the Lakers.
Yeah, he didn't do summer league at all.
And I mean, which honestly, credit that guy for going out and trying to play for Arkansas in the tournament. Man, it didn't go okay for him, but that injury was. Good Lord, it kept him out for a while, so it's good to see him actually give it a go. We are going to shift a little bit of focus to football here coming up. But once again, 501-661-1037. That is the D3 Auto Sales text line. You can also find us on our live fan feedback. Want to thank Rick Schaefer for joining us earlier in the show. Great baseball perspective from Rick. Want to thank Edwards Food Giant for sponsoring him. One more note, you usually hear John Daly on Tuesdays. JD is shifting to, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. But we just want to make sure, Justin, that we're all together because obviously Happy Gilmore 2 is out. So have you seen it yet?
I have not. I was going to watch it last night, as a matter of fact, and I didn't want to watch it. My wife was not at a point where she could watch it, and I think she wants to watch it. So we try to watch things together.
Did you see it, Dave?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. It's pretty good.
It is. Yeah. Do you like the first one? Are you a big fan of the first one, Justin?
Yeah. I thought it was great, especially at the time. I don't remember when it came out. I would guess 20, 25 years ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe longer than that. I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was really good, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this one again.
Jack and I were
seeing this one for the first time.
Jack and I were panicking because we were like, do we need, because I was trying to text Baz, and Baz is quite literally like in a remote area. I mean, he's in Aspen.
He's in an Aaron Rodgers
Darkness Retreat. Yeah. And so I texted him yesterday. And it gave me the notification that he could only be reached by satellite. So I was like, how does this work at all? I'm so confused. But I was asking him, I said, hey, are we going to have JD tomorrow? And, I was worried he wouldn't get back to me. And so I was thinking, man, Jack and I are going to have to watch Happy Gilmore too so we can interview John Daly. And obviously, like, I've got no problem interviewing anybody. It's fine. But John Daly is on our show because he and Basil are friends, right? So that's the conversation that Baz wants to have. I was like, please respond and please tell me that you want to talk to him about Happy Gilmore too, because I want to watch it. I'm not like... Happy Gilmore 2 doesn't get me up in the mornings, but I'd rather Baz have that conversation. So we're going to get that probably tomorrow or Thursday. And then also...
I didn't realize it was... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I didn't realize it was coming out as soon as it did. And John texted me, I don't know, it was last week at some point, really late one night.
Yep.
And I'm sure he's had to be doing a bunch of press stuff and all that, so he was probably cutting it loose one night when he texted me. But then, like, the next couple days, I heard all about the movie being out, which Josh, you're really good about being knowledgeable about all that stuff. I'm not a pop culture guy, so I was like, oh, so I came up with this whole scenario in my head. I'm like, I bet he was up late because he had been doing a bunch of press stuff because the movie just came out.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't know.
Well, I think we had him when they filmed, because we've had John now for about a year and a half.
Yeah, we did.
So I think we've had him on. I mean, it's that long. We've had JD checking every single week. JD's also really good about checking in. It's the question of what state you're going to get him in, but that's kind of the fun, right? I think it's the segment my mom is always the most excited / scared for, because I think she's always worried that I'm going to be involved in something on the radio that will make me like unhireable somewhere else. And so I think the John Daly segment just concerns her from that standpoint. She's always like, wow, oh my goodness. But yeah, that's the fun about JD. And Justin, how long have you known him for?
Oh man, 10, 15 years, I would say. Something in that range. But yeah, we just, he's into country music and music in general.
Right.
We've talked about that. His intro is a song of his, and so we have because of that, we have a lot of mutual friends, and then, ties to the Razorback athletic program as well, and so it's been fun to get to know him, and he's such a great guy. I mean, he's got such a great heart. That's how he's able to get away with some of the stuff he gets away with.
Yeah.
Like, I could say half the stuff he says, and people would probably punch me in the face.
Right.
He says it, and it's endearing.
Yeah.
They're just guys and gals like that, and I'm certainly not one of them. But he's maybe one of the ones who are on the Mount Rushmore of that.
He's got the clip of him just dunking on Greg Norman on the show. And he's just like, I hate him. He calls him an a-hole. And it's hard to not be like, yeah, screw Greg Norman. Not a fan of him, right? Just because, like, if JD doesn't like somebody, they're probably a jerk because he's usually pretty accepting of everybody. So,
100%.
All right, so we're going to shift our focus to football next couple hours. So two things. Arkansas football camp begins on Friday. Jack's going on Friday, or
That's the plan.
First practice is Friday morning.
Friday morning.
So Jack, once again, I always say Jack is the hardest working person in media I know. Jack's going to leave at 3 a.m. to make sure he can make the 6:30 practice.
6:30 practice.
Yes. So shout out to Jack for doing that. And ask him about what position group he's most excited about. Also, all of our listeners out there, in addition to texting in your wing order, so tell us flats, drums, what kind of sauce, all that kind of stuff, dry rub, whatever it is, text us that because it's National Wing Day. Also want to know what Arkansas game outside of Notre Dame are you most excited for this year?
That's a good question.
It could be home or road, right? And it can be whatever. You can pick whatever reason. It could be that's my sister's birthday, and I love my sister, and so I'm glad it's happening that day. I think a lot of folks, their first answer is going to be the Notre Dame game, obviously because Arkansas against Notre Dame is such a big deal. The fact that you're welcoming a national brand that just played a national championship game here to Fayetteville, big opportunity, right? National stage. So let's, and it's also a one-off too. I mean, you don't play many of these games. The SEC you do. So let's push that one to the side, and let's go with what game you're most excited for. So, Jack, do you have one in mind?
For me, it's Texas A&M.
Okay.
Getting the chance to play that game not in Arlington,
okay,
I think is going to be a lot of fun to kind of be able to reintroduce
That's
that
a home game this year, right?
Yes, home
Okay.
game this year. I also think that's going to be the first true prove it game about whether this is going to be a good season or a not good season, because I think you can kind of rationalize all the other ones away. Like if you beat Alabama A&M, okay, whatever. If you beat Arkansas State, okay, whatever. If you beat Memphis, okay, whatever. Even if you lose to Ole Miss, you go, okay,
Right.
well, that's something they've always done before. That they've done
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Notre Dame, Tennessee on the road. You can excuse all of the loss. Either they lose to Alabama A&M, Arkansas State, and Memphis, and we're like, oh no, this is going to be really bad.
Yeah.
My thought is that by the time that you get to that Texas A&M game, it's still kind of in limbo.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's the game where it's like if they get to that point, it's still in limbo, and you lose to A&M, it's like okay, the ceiling is 6 wins.
Right. It's
But
up
if
there.
they get there and beat A&M, then you start to go, oh, okay,
We might have something here.
Yeah, you're cooking with something.
Dave, what about
That's
you?
a good answer.
Yeah. Dave, what do you got?
That's always been a swing game for us,
It is.
really.
It's swung the wrong direction, but the
Yeah.
I mean the games are
The
quite
games are
literally
crazy.
The games are insane swing games, right? You get the KJ Jefferson fumble, right? Little swing in the game.
I was
last year,
covering
it's
Texas A&M at the time.
Yeah.
That was
So Dave, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Texas A&M as well.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I was gonna go Missouri because obviously you're a Missouri graduate. But I agree. Texas A&M is that game where we prove ourselves.
Yeah.
We can very well win the first 4 out of 5 games, and then we got them and lose, and that's pretty much.
That's curtains on the. So mine is a weird one. I'm going with Memphis because I think it's the gut check of all gut checks. Because the thing is, I think they'll be 2-0. I'm not too worried about those first 2 games.
Well,
we've talked about Arkansas State.
You do have Ole Miss in between the first 2 and Memphis.
So I know that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. So the thing is, I think they go to Ole Miss, and I think because they will lose that game, and I hate that this 3-game stretch. Once again, this 3-game stretch scheduling wise is a fireable offense. Now I think
it was done before
it was done.
Sam
You're right.
was here.
So actually, lo and behold, the culprit was fired. The culprit no longer there. But the fact you go to Ole Miss, you've got on the end of the 3-game stretch Notre Dame at home, and then you sandwich a trip to Memphis in between it. A team that has consistently won a lot. And the thing is, I think if Arkansas plays well against Memphis, they win. Baz mentioned this at the countdown to kickoff. He mentioned the amount of turnover that the Memphis roster has. Now, that's going to be pretty prevalent at a school like Memphis because, number one, they get pretty decent talent. Number two, people are going to want their talent. And so it's going to be a restocking always. But they're going to have good players. They're going to have athletes. I mean, Memphis puts guys into the pros at multiple positions relatively often. And I think Ryan Silverfield's a pretty good coach. But Arkansas is going to test their mettle and see, can you come out and just be the better team? And that's something I think the Oklahoma State game last year showed was Arkansas was a better team. They were not the better team for 4 quarters. It cost them, right? They did not have a killer instinct in the second half. I would like to see how Arkansas rebounds from what could be a bad loss. I mean, Ole Miss walked the dog last year. I think the defensive line was a big reason why part of that defensive line is now gone.
Ole Miss's defensive
The Ole Miss's defensive line. But I'm saying that game to me is concerning for that reason.
Well, even if they do go on the road and beat Ole Miss, then you're talking about the trap game of all trap games. Where
that is true.
Where you have this big SEC win statement to start the season.
Yeah.
And then you have this big Notre Dame game. ABC,
right, 11 a.m.
national
11 a.m.
television, all the stuff. And then squeezed in between is a road trip to Memphis, which the other part, we talked about the scheduling issue of this, the part that doesn't make sense.
The stupidity.
It's moronic.
And even if you want to make a claim there's a lot of people in Arkansas people in that Memphis market, you're already playing at Ole Miss, which is not very far from Memphis.
Yeah, what is it, an hour?
Yes.
I mean, maybe or something.
To me, it makes more sense to do it next year when you're playing Ole Miss at home.
2 points on the. I mean, I guess you can't have recruits go to road games. So you can't go to this game anyway.
No.
But they can do unofficials, or they could go. I guess they can't. I'd have to ask Danny about that. But if you're trying to appeal to a certain group of people, and what's the point of going to Memphis? Are you serving Is it to serve the fan base that's there?
That's what I would think. It's the same
what
reason that like an LSU would go play a game in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think it's that important to do it. And yeah, you're already doing that at Ole Miss, right? Well, you got 2 road trips within 2 hours of each other consecutively, right? I mean, you're getting the same way.
And if you want to play, I mean, I don't think you should play Memphis anyway, but I just think it's a no-win situation. But if you're going to, you should never go play at their place.
Pay them.
Ever.
Pay them the money and have them come to you.
You play them in Fayetteville or don't play them.
I hate the 2 for 1.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I mean, it just is what it is. They're not the same level of program as us, and I don't care if we're good or we're bad on any given year. That's irrelevant to me. But that's my opinion.
Justin and I share a brain when it comes to scheduling. So, because and that was the funny thing when we did the whole Arkansas State debate, is that because I remember Justin Akery said I didn't know because I had not been in Arkansas long enough, and what I described to him was, look, I watched Virginia Tech's program go downhill as they went on a barnstorming tour across the state of Virginia and lost to Liberty and Lynchburg. They lost to Old Dominion at the beach, and they went at home. They lost to James Madison, and they lost their streak against UVA, all in that stretch in time.
With East Carolina,
they lost to East Carolina at one point too. And so, is that the only reason why the Tech program went down? No, but did it coincide with the backslide? Yes, it did. And so
certainly didn't help.
It certainly didn't help, right? And so the thing is, if you're big brother, you can't lose a fight to little brother if you don't fight him. And the thing is, Arkansas doesn't have to fight them, and they've chosen to. And for all of us media people, Basil, for Roger, who say, we're fans of all the teams in the state. Yes, we like to give out credit. But when Justin and I are talking about from the Razorback standpoint, don't schedule potentially embarrassing games. Stop doing it.
From a media standpoint, it's fun.
It's great. We love it. Look, we'd much rather cover Arkansas playing Arkansas State than Arkansas versus Western Carolina. True. But also, I'd rather
they win.
If they
that's a big if, though.
I don't know. Look, it's fun either way.
But Justin's right. Like, what do we do on Monday morning if Arkansas State beats Arkansas? Like, what is this show like?
Lock the doors on the football stadium,
it will be a big
just never play again.
It will be a big show because it'll probably be talking about who's replacing Sam Pittman.
I mean, yeah. But Dave, where do you come down on the scheduling Arkansas State thing?
I think it's a bigger win for Arkansas State than for Arkansas.
Yeah,
it's nothing for Arkansas to play them.
Right.
Arkansas State gets the money to notoriety, but like you said, if they beat us, then that whole season is going to go.
Yeah.
For the record, they should
Arkansas should take care of business.
Arkansas should be a
But you know
heavy
what's funny?
favorite
You know what's funny about this? So I was filling in on Out of Bounds with Wes, and this was probably about 5-6 months ago. I think doesn't really matter when it was, and we were talking about this game, and he said 19 times out of 20, Arkansas beats Arkansas State, and my response to him was, but what if today is number 20? and that's the thing is I think about all the time when App State went to A&M and beat. Were you covering A&M?
Yeah, I
at
was
the time?
at that game.
So that game is embarrassing on its surface level because it's App. But if you're watching SportsCenter, it's like they've done it again, right? So there's some precedent for it. If you lose to an in-state team, you're watching SportsCenter, it's like, look at little brother beating up big brother. I know it's a small thing, but perception, as Danny always tells us in recruiting, perception is reality. And also to that recruiting point, when I'm not saying that Arkansas would lose a kid to Arkansas State. What I'm saying is if a kid is between Kansas State and Arkansas, I'm not telling you I don't think an embarrassing loss to Arkansas State's helping you too much. Right? I'm not talking about kids picking between the Hogs and the Red Wolves. I'm talking about the kids picking between the Hogs and the Tigers up north, or the Hogs and the Jayhawks, or the Wildcats, those 3-star kids that are in-state kids that you might want to build your roster with. The kids from Memphis,
and
stuff
the same
like that.
I was about to say the same applies to Memphis.
Memphis, right. And so I think there's just there's too much to be lost. You should play trash cans. You play 8 SEC games.
Yes, exactly. So I'm looking at the schedule as we speak. So you should play. You have Arkansas State, which we just discussed, Ole Miss, this is just conference I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Other than Arkansas State, Tennessee A&M, Auburn, Mississippi State, you should take care of business there, I would think. Yeah. At LSU, at Texas, against Missouri. Like, that's if you replace Arkansas State, Memphis, and Notre Dame with 3 more Alabama A&Ms,
right?
Nobody's going to look and go, "Oh, they had a cupcake schedule."
Yeah.
Nobody.
No.
And you're gonna, and you have an outside shot. I mean, if let's say you go 10-2 or whatever, you're probably in the playoff.
Plus, they're going to expand this thing too. They're going to expand this playoff to 16 teams.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's we're going to get more of an opportunity if you do that.
Baz, if he was on here, would be going, "Hey, we ain't scared. Bring them on. Hey, we ain't scared." I'm like, it's not about being scared.
Yes.
It's about being smart.
I totally agree, Justin.
I mean,
it's risk assessment. This is not puffing your chest out to show it's like, and that's the athlete in Baz, and we appreciate that side of David Basil. We love him for that. But this is not about like we got to show little brother who's boss. Guess what? Do that in the Arkansas Missouri game. All right, if you want to find a little brother, like do that in the other game. You do not need to take unnecessary risk with your schedule. This is why Indiana, we talked about yesterday, Indiana dropped Virginia from their schedule, and Kurt Signetti says, guess what? I'm adopting an SEC model of scheduling. Well, apparently it was in the Arkansas model he was following, right?
No. Well, here's a question I have for you. Does rev share change the calculus of this conversation at all? In terms of like,
I get what you're
in
saying.
terms of, does it matter to schedule big games because you need to make more money?
Well, I thought the angle you're actually going with that one is if it's not a buy game, does your athletic department have more money to share?
That too.
But I don't know how much the buy games usually cost. $1 million. Some of them.
Yeah, something. I mean.
Yeah.
That's the question. It's just like, does having more notable home games make you more money that you can then distribute to athletes in recruiting?
That's a good question. I have to do some perusing on that.
That's a good Danny question.
That is a good Danny West question. Actually, we'll hold to that one for Danny. But Justin, which one are you most excited for outside of Notre Dame?
Well, it's funny. I was actually going to pick the same as you, but just to be different, because you picked Memphis, and I thought that one intrigues me because it's a game I believe you should win, but it's not going to be easy in my opinion. And if you lose that one, that's yikes. Yeah, because you got murderer's row for the next however many weeks, 8 weeks or whatever. So I'll say, and also agree with the Missouri. Somebody mentioned Missouri.
Yep, Dave did, yeah.
But I'll say at Texas just because no matter – it's kind of like the LSU game every year. No matter how much better the talent is at LSU, we for some reason always play them good, and we're not scared of them.
Right.
Don't ask me why, but it's always a good game, and Texas is the same way. For some reason, Arkansas always plays Texas well. I don't remember the last time they've blown us out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they've been pretty close historically.
And I think the last, I don't know, say the last 20 years, I think our record against them is better than theirs is against us, I believe. Somebody could check me on that. But it's been a long time also since we've played in Austin. I couldn't tell you how many years, but I would almost guess it's probably 40, 50 maybe. It's been
right,
because
weren't they supposed to play COVID year and it didn't happen that year? Was that supposed to be COVID? Because they had the home and home.
I thought that was Notre Dame.
Well, you might be right because
we were supposed to go to Notre Dame. I believe.
Was the back end of the Texas one? Was the back end of Texas canceled though because Texas joined the SEC? Because remember, Arkansas hosted Texas, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be. You may be right.
Yeah.
I don't remember honestly.
All right, we're getting plenty of answers on our D3 Auto Sales text line. We're gonna hit all of these when we come back. Also, Chuck Gatlin will join us to let us know what is happening with the Buzz. I'm going to guess Chuck's game he's most excited for is the Arkansas State game, considering that he is the
alum. Right?
He is an Arkansas State alum, as his intro says.
I wonder who he'll root for.
Oh,
is he an Arkansas State fan? I don't even know.
Chuck, are you an Arkansas State fan?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, it wasn't very convincing.
More so than Arkansas?
More so than Arkansas, Justin wants to know?
Yes.
He says yes. That was more confident on that one.
No. I knew I didn't like him for some reason. I couldn't put my finger on it, but...
I don't have headphones on, so watch it.
All right. Well,
I wouldn't have said it if you did.
We'll have Chuck Gatlin on when we come back. Morning Mayhem, having a good time here on a Tuesday. Get the conversation with live fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on Morning Mayhem by Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer.
This is Sports Center.
Sad news in the baseball world as Hall of Fame second baseman Ryne Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. In January of 2024, Sandberg announced that he had metastatic prostate cancer. He was cancer-free in the August of 2024, but December 10th, 2024, Sandberg announced that cancer had returned and spread to other organs. Sandberg made 10 straight All-Star teams and won 9 Golden Gloves at second base. He was also a 7-time Silver Slugger, and he was voted in the Baseball Hall of Fame back in 2005. Once again, Ryne Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. Some good news in college football as Colorado head coach Deion Sanders announced that he has been cured of cancer after a tumor was removed, as well as his bladder. He announced this yesterday at a press conference at Colorado and said he plans to coach the 2025 season. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
98 degrees this afternoon in Little Rock will become partly cloudy with a 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Plus, an extreme heat warning will be in effect where heat index values could reach 110. Tonight, a 10% chance of a shower and thunderstorm with a low of 78 degrees. And tomorrow, back up to 97 with a 20% chance of rain. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Every day in Arkansas, children face crises like poverty, instability, and family separation. But there is hope. Arkansas Family Alliance connects community members like you to urgent needs like beds, clothing, food, and more through the Care Portal platform. Over 1,300 families have already been impacted. You can help reach even more by becoming a community champion. Whether you're part of a business, church, team, or just want to serve, learn how to get involved at arfamilyalliance.org or call 4769-4110 because strong families build strong communities.
Old number 53 here, and back in my day, I was fortunate to be around some great teams, along with some great teammates. And even now, all these years later, I'm also grateful to be a part of a great team here at 1037 The Buzz. But you know another great team that I've come to appreciate over the years? It's the team over at Edwards Food Giant, and there are 11 stores located all over the metropolitan area, including their Edwards Cash Saver stores. And let me tell you this, if you haven't been to the newest Edwards Food Giant in North Little Rock in Lakewood Village Shopping Center, you really need to stop by there. This store is truly the most beautiful grocery store that I've ever been inside of. The layout with their huge selection and inventory, including their deli and salad bars, is the best. Of course, their meat department at Edwards will truly blow you away too. That newest Edwards store has everything from heat and eat meal solutions, weekly specials, to a giant wine department, to their dry aged beef that's been temperature and humidity controlled for 28 days in their cooler, resulting in a steak that's tender, flavorful, and unlike any steak you've ever had. So see for yourself why the team at Edwards Food Giant is now Central Arkansas's favorite place to shop.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Little Rock. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors and openers of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Little Rock. Enter now at overheaddooroflittlerock.com. You can't win if you don't enter. Overheaddooroflittlerock.com.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you. With state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, it's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAM Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
This is Darren McFadden. I listen to Baz, Justin, and Rod because they got their wood. Enjoy Mayhem on 103.7 The Buzz.
If Justin Moore is the Michael Jordan of Family Feud, then this man is the Scottie Pippen. He's the most famous Arkansas State alum that works at the Buzz. He's the best promotions director in the greater Little Rock area. Brought to you by Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo. Joining Morning Mayhem, it's Chuck Gatlin.
The wagon.
Good morning, everybody.
The wagon is here. Morning Mayhem on a Tuesday.
The Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets, Chuck Gatlin, is here. Also, I want to give Chuck a lot of credit. You and Gemma you all worked really hard on Countdown to Kickoff, and it was evident. And you guys are incredibly great assets to our firm.
Did you see Gemma getting Petrino where he needed to go? Just bam.
Yeah, she was the master. So Justin, Gemma is really a jack of all trades at our office.
Officially the HR person.
Officially the HR person. So the line forms to take a picture of Bobby Petrino, and it is a long and Taylor Green. It is a long line. Gemma got through that thing in about 25 minutes. I mean, she had it as a surgeon. There was no fooling around when you were talking with Coach P and with Taylor.
I love it.
You were in and out, and then I saw her. She had the hair back. Yeah. She was in line at Corky's. She was ready, and I was like, "You might be coming after Jack Allen for the hardest working person I know." She's making a push to Jack.
As somebody who does meet and greets every weekend,
that's right. Yeah,
that is a huge asset
Justin,
to have.
great. It was like, get in there, get your picture, move. Okay, picture.
Yeah,
get away from him. Yeah,
love it.
I mean, and before it's like, how many do you have? One or two. Okay, ready, go.
Yeah, Gemma's, and she can push the pace on you when she needs to. You know. Yeah. Awesome. All right, so Charles, what's happening at El Buzz?
First of all, let's say thanks to Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo in Russellville. Still, rates low as 0% on the Sea-Doo Switch pontoon. It's easy to operate, easy to load, drive, and trailer behind your vehicle. Go see Glenn, Montana, and the crew at Hubbard Power Sports, or find them online at hubbardpowersports.com. Woo! Okay. Wingstock is August 16th over at Simmons Bank Arena. Those tickets are still available. Get over to SimmonsBankArena.com and get those. Football season, we know, is right around the corner. The tailgate party is going to happen September 6th. More about that coming soon, so stay tuned. Live broadcast this week, Morning Mayhem at Fletcher Dodge on Thursday.
Thursday?
Isn't that right?
Oh, no, it's usually a Friday, but no, you're right.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
31st.
Yeah.
Last day of the month.
Yeah, no, I was more talking to myself. Sorry, Chuck.
They got to move vehicles.
I know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Drive Sports will be at Crane Hyundai on Colonel Glenn. Then Rogers Trivia. I guess he's back, right?
He is. He's actually back tonight, too.
Okay. Mainline Trivia Sports Bar. Friday, the Zone is going to be at the Pine Bluff Country Club for the 60th Annual 4-Ball Invitational.
Ooh.
And the Zone will also be out again on Monday at War Memorial Stadium for the big Little Rock Touchdown Club announcement.
Be out there with our guy Maurice, who we met the other day, lives in Maumelle. Maurice is the pro over at Pine Bluff Country Club. He is South African, I want to say. Great dude. Nobody's seen him play golf. We've got no idea how good he is. But I'd bet my bottom dollar that Acree and DJ will talk to him some.
They will.
When they're out there. What are they out there for? What's the event?
It's the 4-Ball Invitational.
It's just called the 4-Ball Invitational?
That's what it's called.
That's like the show with no name of golf tournament names. I'm just saying, we can do better than 4-Ball Invitational. It's fine, whatever. All right, so Chuck, we're actually not playing the feud today.
Okay.
We can do this though. We can play match game. Do you want to do that?
I will play match game. Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna play some match game. So 501-661.
Oh, I wanted to say
okay.
to JM, it was good to see you at Countdown to Kickoff.
You know, some of us work for a living.
Yeah,
some of us have multiple jobs, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck, you interrupted me so you could be rude to Justin. That was what you did right there. That's really cool.
No, I would love to go to one of those, man.
One day,
But every time, what night was it? It was like Friday, wasn't it, or something? Thursday. Okay. Yeah, it's always scheduled on a night that I'm on the road.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's a busy time. I mean, this is the money making season
We're
for
going to
Justin.
work it out.
it is.
Yeah. All right, let's play some match game.
It's time to play the match
The
game.
match game.
Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or check online at arkansastruck.com. Now, let's see what wacky answers the guys can come up with.
Do we have anything? We've got nothing to give away from Morning
You know
Mayhem.
what? Let's give away a pair of Wingstop.
Okay, let's do that. You've given me absolutely nothing to offer the people. It's really upsetting. Except a $50 gift card to Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, which comes in it. All right, who is this?
It's Kenny.
Kenny?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kenny. The way this game works is I'm going to give you a phrase, and let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah. So basically, it's fill in the blank. All right, the match that we have. You'll go first, and then we will follow you to go. So the thing it will be blank time, blank time, blank time. We've got Chuck playing, Jack's playing, Dave's playing, I'm playing, Justin's playing. So Kenny, tell us when you have yours.
Hard time.
Hard time. Hard time. Hard time, Daddy. There you go. All right,
Like
Chuck.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yep, there you go.
At halftime.
Halftime. Chuck has written his down. In the event that
I'm
anybody
old
would.
school, okay?
Yes, he's written it down. Jack.
Father time.
Father time.
Nice.
Father time. Dave.
Night.
Night time. Night time. Justin.
In honor of football being, I don't know how many days, but it's close. I'm going game time.
Game time. Game time. Game time. Because I actually played this earlier in the show. I did play it at the 7 o'clock hour. I played one Dusty Rhodes. So I had hard time.
There it is.
Hard time, Daddy. So Kenny, you are the winner. Where are you calling us from, Kenny?
North Little Rock.
North Little. That's where I live. Dogtown. Nice. Awesome. What do you do for your occupation if you have one?
I own a bail bond company.
You own a what?
Oh.
A bail bond company.
Oh, a bail bond company. I think you sound like a great candidate to sponsor Josh's Arkansas basketball postgame shows coming up this fall. Winter. I think that'd be a great idea. I love that.
We might need to talk to him.
All right. Sounds good.
We'll get somebody in touch.
All right, so Kenny, I'm going to have you put you on hold. And, also, one more question, Kenny. Are you a Hog fan?
Oh, yes, sir.
Which game are you most excited for this year outside of Notre Dame?
Well, you took words out of my mouth, Notre Dame first, and then I really want to get some retribution on Ole Miss's dirty butt.
Oh, yeah. He's the word. You guys hear that? He's the word retribution. Kenny wants
He's
blood.
out for blood.
Kenny wants blood. All right, Kenny, I'll put you on hold. We'll get to you here in 1 second. I want to thank Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse for sponsoring the match game, as I call it, which is actually called just match game. But there you go.
Josh, did you write down like 5 different answers like
no.
Baz?
So I did. I was going to, and I saw Chuck writing, so I was like, maybe Chuck.
Look at y'all. This is so sad. My wife and I, we usually go home for lunch every day.
Yeah.
For years, between noon and 1, were the old reruns of the 70s
Match game?
Match game.
Yeah, not the
And
match
all
game.
of a
match
sudden,
game.
they've switched it. It's Wheel of Fortune.
Is it on Game Show Channel?
Game Show Network. Broke my heart.
Well, Jack told us a funny thing yesterday. So, like, one big complaint they get on television, working in TV, is that if you're in the newsroom, people will complain if you all have a special report that cuts into game time.
The worst is Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Do not touch those if you do.
Talk
not
about
have
retribution. The olds really they're out for blood.
Well, and it's like if we have a sporting event go long, like our hard cutoff is like we can still do a full show because we're supposed to start at 6. It's like, oh, we can eat into world news, that's fine, but you have to be done in time for Wheel of Fortune.
You gotta be done.
A bazillion years ago, when I worked at Channel 4, there was one night. It was when Channel 4 was still on Louisiana.
Yeah.
There was an underground fire.
Underground fire. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
so power was out for a long time. So
Sounds
all
dangerous.
the primetime stuff was gone.
and we finally get back on the air, and we're doing the stuff, and that's when all the phone calls started. Are you going to be able to rerun Law? No!
Law and Order SVU.
Wow.
I gotta watch Ice-T tonight. I cannot miss Ice-T.
Miss Mariska Hargitay.
Tornadoes, people are dying. Are y'all going to be able to what is your problem?
You're like, people are dead, and you're like, I don't care. You better give me Steve Harvey.
I am very grateful ABC does not carry Cowboys games because
really, yeah, that'd be rough. All right, I'm trying to find a song that is not. Well, we'll just use Backwoods and go to break. No. There's the Basil chainsaw as we go to break. All right, I just had to get it in there. So we'll hit some more football stuff as we come back. We'll read your calls. We'll read your text. We will take your calls at 501-661-1037. So give us a ring if you want to tell us which game you're most excited for, or if you want to give us your wing order. Chuck, as we go to break, your chicken wing order. Flats, drums, sauce. Tell me how you do it.
Regular with buffalo sauce.
I
like bone-in, real, actual wings.
That was a dynamic answer.
I'm just saying,
good stuff.
That was a bad answer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty simple. I like hot buffalo.
That happens all the time. We'll ask Baz a question, and he'll ask us a question. We give our answers, and he's like, I just don't care. And he's like, because he just wants to get to the next thing so badly. And it's like, you can't answer your own question. He's like, it doesn't really matter. All right, we're going on. Yeah.
He's more concerned about what
National
about
Lasagna. No, he's more concerned about National Lasagna Day. He's like, we've talked 30 seconds about chicken wings. It's now time for lasagna.
Gotta give lasagna its love.
It's lasagna's turn, is what he says. All right, we're back here on Morning Mayhem, having a good time on a Tuesday. Hey folks, it's August, which means it's time to take that final vacation of the year with your family. Pack up the car, head to the beach, and halfway there, guess what? Your back begins to hurt. Your hip begins to hurt. Your calf begins to hurt. That aching joint pain is back. Hey everybody, Josh Neighbors for QC Kinetics. If you're like me, those long car trips can be brutal on you. Well, it's time for that to end. Schedule your free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics today. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they had done it sooner. They use regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair those damaged joints. And here's the great thing, folks. You can bring those x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back. Grab the phone right now and call them at 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. Call QC Kinetics at 501-222-8440.
As your partner in workforce management, the payroll company provides a meticulous white glove experience that empowers you to hire, manage, and grow. We present customized plans designed to deliver immediate impact on your organization and bottom line. Our white glove service, complete with an employee hotline, is yours to ensure 360-degree execution of your new solutions. Your success is our success. The Payroll Company. Hire, manage, grow. Visit morethanpayroll.com.
Shop your favorite summer clothing brands at Fort Thompson. From Sitka, Patagonia, Local Boy, Marshwear, Drake, and many more. Fort Thompson's in Sherwood is looking forward to seeing you and taking care of all your needs. Shop local. Shop Fort Thompson.
Hi, folks. It's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood. It's the end of the month, and we've got to sell 21 new vehicles before Thursday night. So Frank Fletcher told us to do whatever it takes to make a deal. Get 1.9% financing for up to 72 months on select Ram models. Buy with zero down and available sales tax paid. Up to $15,000 off all new Ram 1500 Laramies. Up to $7,000 off all new Jeep Wranglers, and up to $8,000 off the all-new Jeep Gladiator. And also up to $5,000 off a brand new Jeep Compass. It's the end of the month, and we've got to sell 21 new vehicles before Thursday night. Employee pricing continues through July. You pay what we pay and you get all the rebates. And also, don't worry about your credit. If you've had credit problems in the past, go to FletcherCredit.com to get pre-qualified in minutes. Then come in and pick your new car out. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us before Thursday night at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
ABC Supply presents Shannon Lynn, our favorite musicologist, when he joins Morning Mayhem. ABC Supply in North Little Rock, let's get your job done together. For location and product information, find them online at abcsupply.com.
It's Justin Acri for CertaPro Painters, and I highly recommend the folks at CertaPro for your next project, whether it's for your home or your business. Interior or exterior, doesn't matter. They always go the extra mile. They painted the exterior of my home before, and what impressed me the most was the attention to detail. They noticed a few boards that need minor repairs before they paint them. They will take care of that as well and save you headaches later on. Schedules fill up fast, so get on the schedule now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate now at CertaPro.com.
This is Trey Reed from the Wild Side, inviting you to join Mark Hedrick and me every Tuesday night at 7 here on The Buzz.
Brought to you by Trader Bill's Outdoors, West Rock Landing, Edwards Food Giant, Battery Outfitters, All About Tire and Brake, and Tammy Chase Insurance.
It's The Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz.
Welcome back to Morning Mayhem, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studios. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
If you change your mind, take a chance. I'm the first in line. Take a chance. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got your place to go.
Back here wrapping up our number 3 with ABBA there. I do love some of the calls that we get. And look, I know folks, it's our ability to use technology is varied. But I really appreciate the fact that people will still call 1037 The Buzz, and you can do so at 501-661-1037. A really sweet lady called. She just asked, she said, my niece graduated from the U of A. She is now a professor at Notre Dame. It is the game I am most excited for. She goes, we can't go. Do you know if it will be televised on what channel and at what time? And I love the fact that people are still calling the radio station and asking us what time games occur. So I appreciate getting calls like that. And she was very excited to know that she will not need to get any streaming apparatus because that game is going to be on ABC.
Bunny ears for life.
Yeah, so exactly right. She's very pumped about that. Josh Neighbors, Jack Allen, Dave Braswell, and Justin Moore with you here, wrapping up our number 2. Or 3, rather. I need to read all of your all's calls and texts, so it's a variety today. We've got calls and texts about which game you are most excited for outside of Notre Dame. We've got calls and texts related to, mostly text, about your wing order. So we'll go through these right now. Somebody says the app sucks right now. Yeah, we're working on it. YouTube's cutting it out. We're trying to work on that as well, too. So the last time folks are saying that Arkansas played in Austin, it was called the Ambush in Austin in the early 2000s. Do we recall it being called that?
Matt Jones, maybe.
That is what everybody is saying.
Maybe.
For a...
I thought... I didn't realize... I forgot about that. I was thinking it was... that was a bowl game, but I guess it was a regular season game.
Somebody mentioned Ole Miss, we need payback. I feel like a lot of people have circled that game to go. Now, and here's what I'll say about that, is that while unlikely beating Ole Miss seems, if you look at the 2 losses that ultimately kept Ole Miss out of the college football playoff last year, they were Kentucky, not good, and Florida, pretty average. What year was it?
2003.
So 2003 was the last time Arkansas. Oh,
was not the last time they played in Austin.
No, but that's the Austin and Ambush.
Yeah, the Austin Ambush. Yeah.
They did play in 2008, and Texas won 52-10.
Okay, all right. So yes, 2008. That would have been. Is that Colt McCoy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the year with all the big.
Was that was in Austin?
Was it in Austin?
That was in Austin.
Yeah. That had to be Colt McCoy. I thought the 08 season
I
was
was
the
wrong
year.
then.
Well,
It's still been a little while.
Yeah, it's been yeah.
Maybe I should have said played there as a conference.
I think it wasn't 08. 08 was the year where they had the Big 12 quarterbacks. There was Bradford, McCoy, Chase Daniel, Todd Reesing. What was it? Graham Harrell
yeah,
at Texas Tech, right? Yeah, that was
the Crabtree catch.
Crabtree, yeah, that was a crazy year.
Now, we did play in the Cotton Bowl.
Yes,
in 2000.
That was in 2000, right?
Yep. That was Sterner. No.
Yeah, was he? I think he was.
That was the
That's
Sterner
the one
year.
where Houston Nutt got up and did the horns down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Need to mention too. Thank you for mentioning Sterner. Clint and friends going into the Hall of Fame, the Arkansas Hall of Honor. 8 folks are going in. I'm gonna try to get all these names right. Makeba Alcidi, women's track and field. Brian Baker, men's track and field. Zach Cox, baseball. Sierra Ricketts, women's basketball. James Rouse, football. Dwight Stewart, men's basketball. And then 2 quarterbacks, Clint Sterner and Ryan Mallett, both going into the Arkansas Hall of Honor.
Good class. Rouse and Dwight Stewart were both great players, too.
Yep, and they're all going to be honored on September 26th, and obviously Mallett is being honored posthumously. But, and that's pretty cool. You get to go in with Sterner, right? I think it's cool that you get to send 2 quarterbacks into your Hall of Honor simultaneously. I think that's and both Texas guys, if I believe, right? Both.
Mallett was Texarkana,
right?
But he was on the Texas side.
Texas
he
side.
went to Texas
is
High.
Clint from Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 Texas guys.
He's from the Houston area.
Right. Yeah. All right. So we got 1 more hour to go here on Morning Mayhem. We're gonna talk to all of us. Are going to discuss which position groups we're most excited to see. Jack will get to see him in person. So we're really going to ask Jack what he's excited to see. We'll go over some birthdays on this day. We'll mention the Hall of Honor once again for Arkansas players. Deion Sanders, cancer-free, which is good news. We found out that he had cancer and also that he is now cancer-free, which is fantastic news. Also mentioned some about Ryan Sandberg because our guy Dave is big Cubs fan, and also I'm sure Justin remembers watching Ryan Sandberg play. Jack and I don't have much memory of that, but Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Fame second baseman, passes away, so we'll pay some homage to one of the greats. Back here on Morning Mayhem, 1 more hour to go on a Tuesday. Stick with us.
Fellas, if you're dealing with constant tiredness, man, you're fighting a losing battle. Your job, your relationship, your daily life, it's all affected, but you don't have to live like that any longer. Get your life back with TRT at Low T Center. Regaining your energy is regaining your life. Know your testosterone level in minutes. Then you choose between at-home treatment or in-center care. It's never been easier to get started on TRT. Right now, the T-test, it's free, y'all, but time is running out. This deal ain't gonna last forever. Don't wait. Go to fixmylowt.com to book an appointment today.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Full show for you tomorrow. Rick Schaefer is still out on vacation. So we bring in Bart Reed, thanks to Martin Orthopedics. Barry Grooms from Hootens, Arkansas. Football Magazine. Also Neil Atkinson from Bed Saracen. Kevin Bohannon, Scoop and Scores. And Hogsports.com's Trey Biddy. Thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. And Kevin Hoop Scoop McPherson. See you Tuesday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888 for Rainwater Holton Sexton. They'll help you weather the storm.
Don't get sidetracked.
That man is playing Galaga.
We'll keep you on course.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
103.7 The Buzz.
The manhunt for the person suspected of a double homicide at a state park continues this morning. Clinton and Kristen Brink were with their 2 young daughters during the attack in a remote area of the park. Thankfully, the girls were not hurt. The FBI has joined the state police in the search for the man they believe killed the Brinks. Investigators are confident one of the many hikers out that day at Devil's Den State Park saw him or has video or photos of him. If you do, please call State Police Troop L at 479-751-6663. And other news, as the dog days of summer continue, workplace safety is a concern, especially for employees inside restaurant kitchens. The El Alamo Mexican Grill in Little Rock has been scaling back hours to give workers a break from the heat. Their tight family-run kitchen is home to a fryer and 2 400-degree grills. The owners say they're fighting a losing battle against the rising temperatures. I'm Sincere Tonsel from KRK4 Today for the Buzz Radio Network.
Catch the buzz on all our social media platforms presented by Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. They're your pool and spa chemical headquarters. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Heat index values possibly could reach 110 today in central Arkansas, so an extreme heat warning's in effect today and tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be 98 degrees today in Little Rock, becoming partly cloudy this afternoon with a 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm and a 10% chance of rain tonight with a low of 78. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or click online at arkansastruck.com.
Life isn't just about living, it's about living well. No one understands that better than Baptist Health. They support you on your wellness journey wherever it may lead. Baptist Health really is so much more than a healthcare provider. They're a true partner, helping you live your fullest, healthiest life. Baptist Health provides a range of essential screenings for vital areas such as your heart, prostate, and colon, coupled with comprehensive and personalized care. They utilize state-of-the-art robotic surgeries to ensure faster recoveries and significantly less pain for their patients. You can always rely on the care you receive at Baptist Health to be delivered with Christian compassion. It's no accident that they are recognized as Arkansas's most trusted and innovative healthcare system. Their commitment to excellence is evident in every aspect of their service. When you need a partner in wellness, visit Baptist-Health.com to find the care you deserve. Baptist Health is so much more than a healthcare provider. They're a true partner, helping you live your fullest, healthiest life. Visit Baptist-Health.com to find the care you deserve. Baptist Health, for you, for life.
I'm Kyler Sanson. Me being in the construction industry and having 2 young kids at home, health insurance is vital. I got a call saying that my plan was going to be canceled at the end of April. Got on the phone with Farm Bureau and I got in touch with an agent. It took me about 30 minutes, and then about 3 days later, I was approved. So with Farm Bureau Health Plans of Arkansas, I'm saving close to $300 a month. You cannot find this plan anywhere else. Get after it and get it.
Farm Bureau Health Plans of Arkansas. Trusted coverage, personalized plans, affordable premiums. Learn more at arfbhealthplans.com.
A salute to the land down under, and no, we're not talking Australia. We're talking the Little Rock Athletic Club and their Down Under Center, a 7,000 square foot fitness wonderland made just for kids, and they will love it. The Little Rock Athletic Club, people will witness the fitness.
This is David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Did you know that we also offer mobile diagnostic service and repair? Equipment broke down? The check engine light on? We will come to you with the latest computer software and expert technicians to repair your truck on the spot. If it does need to come to our shop, we will arrange to pick it up. Let Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer take care of all your service and repair needs at your place or ours. That's 501-568-2185.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We all plan to be on time. But fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Justin Sollers, Dan Cook, or Brian Kress in North Little Rock today.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over 10 years ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison, Arkansas Municipal Equipment specializes in refuse and recycle equipment. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, and roll-off dumpsters. But they don't just sell it to you. You can get parts and service for all makes and models for refuse equipment. Their technicians travel the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Ever Special Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Welcome back to Morning Mayhem.
I want your blood. I want your soul.
Live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studios.
I want them both right now.
Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
I'm your huckleberry.
Here is David Basil, Roger Scott, and Justin Moore.
All right, Lunger, let's do it.
Let's do it. One more hour to go here on a Tuesday edition of Morning Mayhem. Basil and Roger will be back on Wednesday. They are coming back from their respective vacations. Basil still in Aspen, flying back this evening. Roger is was in at least Boston. He'll be back for his trivia at Boudreaux's tonight at 6 p.m. In studio right now, it is myself, Josh Neighbors, Jack Allen, and Dave Braswell in Poe, Arkansas. It is Justin Moore. And then it's you, the listener, wherever you are. We appreciate you for listening to us. 501-661-1037. That's our D3 Auto Sales text line. Today we're taking your text and your calls at that number as well about your wing order. You can give us your wing order. How do you like them done? Flats, drums, sauce, rub, all of it. We want to know. Ranch, blue cheese, everything. You can send us that there. Also, send us your game that you're looking forward to the most on Arkansas' schedule, excluding the Notre Dame game. Exclude the Notre Dame game. I actually received a text from my mother because I'd made the point that, hey, it could be because your sister's birthday falls on the day of a game, and that could be your favorite. My mom says I replayed the tape because I thought you meant it was your sister's birthday, and I'm like, WTF, he doesn't have a sister. What is he talking about? So, Mom, I am sorry to confuse you. I love you. Thank you for listening. And thank you all for listening the last couple days. I know it's a bit different, this show. What Roger and Baz and Justin have been doing for a couple years now, and Baz and Roger do for a little bit longer. It's special. It's different. Baz was right when he said there's no other radio show like it.
That's for sure.
And I am not trying to. and yeah, exactly right, Justin. And we are not trying to copy that with this version of Morning Mayhem that we've had going.
No, we've actually talked sports.
Yes, we have. As I say, with them, it's sports. It's sports optional, right? It's
ish.
Yes, ish. Sports ish. All right. So, couple stories I want to circle around to. So, Ryan Sandberg, the Hall of Fame second baseman, passed away, and Dave, you're a big Cubs fan. So, I mean, for Jack and I, our generation, he and I are both 28, 29. Sandberg, I guess the end of his career was when we were alive, but we weren't really cognizant. Yeah, really cognizant, of his abilities and who he was as a player. So, I know that he'd been in poor health for a while, and obviously it's unfortunate that the legend passed.
Yeah, it was an upsetting day, especially when my brother texted me yesterday. But being a Cubs fan, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah,
because coming home from school, they didn't have lights on the field. So, Wrigley Field was, the Cubs were on at 2:30.
Right.
So I grew up, watching Sandberg and some of the other guys. So it's definitely a big loss to the sport.
Yeah, and for Cubs fans especially, because they weren't winning back. They weren't winning World Series. Like, you have to celebrate players more than you celebrate accomplishments. You know what I mean? I mean, you celebrate those guys because you didn't have necessarily the titles to celebrate. And second base is one of those odd positions because it's, I mean, in terms of infielding, like the glory spot is shortstop, and also third base as well too.
And my coaches let me play second base in T-ball and coach's pitch, which means it's not necessarily historically the most defensive.
Yeah, no, they're like, Jack's got a weak arm.
It's either second base or right field.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got to put him somewhere.
My two favorite positions.
Yeah. You can't bend over? Okay, well, I guess it's like, we can't do first base then. Justin, you ever watching Ryan Sandberg play? I know you're a Braves guy, but you can kind of relate. The Braves always being on TV, same thing with the Cubs with the day games. But you ever watch him? Because I didn't watch him.
Yeah, you had TBS and with the Braves, and you had WGN with the Cubs, and he was a really good player for them. I didn't, I just watched a lot of baseball. I mean, mostly the Braves, but like he said, you come home from school, and what did they used to play? 3 o'clock to something like that.
Yeah, about 2:30 or 3.
Yeah, and I was always when I was a catcher, but I also played middle infield, so I kind of paid attention to the guys up the middle for the most part, and he was really good, and a staple for them in the 90s. Those were some good teams. Like you said, they didn't win the series, but you had Mark Grace at first. You had
who was pitching for them back then?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I always butcher his name, but that would have been later.
Yeah,
probably.
later.
That would have been more like 2000s. But,
yeah.
Steve Bichelle, is that the way you say? Bichelli?
Yeah.
I always butcher his name.
Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
I remember, golly, was it Sean? Sean Dunston?
I
think.
Yeah,
anyway,
Dunston was at shortstop.
Yeah.
Then you had Ron Say at third. Andre Dawson was out there for a while at right field.
Dawson, yeah, that's right. McRae was Brian. Was it Brian McRae? I think was out in the outfield too.
Somebody said Rick Sutcliffe. Did he play for the Cubs? Oh no.
Sutcliffe did.
Yeah.
But that was that the 80s or 90s? I forget. But Sutcliffe they called the Red Baron.
The Red Baron. Great.
Yeah.
Great
Sosa was 90s.
Yeah. So I guess So you had Sosa. That was obviously Sosa, McGuire, and then other piece of baseball news we can get to here, Justin. I'm not sure if you saw. So Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase was he's put on paid leave. He's the second pitcher to be put on paid leave by the I almost said Indians again, by the Guardians, and they did so as part of a gambling probe. And the big crux of the issue is that because you can now bet on the result of a pitch, you can bet on the result of individual pitches. There was some question about whether he was intentionally throwing. Well, it's pretty clear he was intentionally throwing balls if you watch the tape. But so he has been suspended because of this. And not only is he is an elite closer, top 3 closer. It's the second pitcher on the team to be suspended, to be basically on paid leave as they investigate this. So it's a very interesting story because they're saying now they don't think anybody else is involved, but 2 pitchers from the same team, it's really bad. It's a bad look.
I just don't know how do you prove intent?
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's a great point.
I get it. I get it. But what if a guy's just got the yips?
Well, I guess you don't have to prove intent because what they're trying to do is they're just trying to track. They're probably tracking the money, right?
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
And so the thing is that because player props are so specific now, like a casino realistically is not taking much action. They're not getting a lot of money bet in on a Emmanuel Clase first pitch result, right? So, therefore, that they will notice larger sums of money being bet on those things, or if they see a trend.
These just random
things.
I remember a couple years ago, Alabama's head coach, their head baseball coach, basically got caught giving, they were scratching their Friday night starter, and he had texted a friend and was like, hey, we're not throwing our Friday night guy. You should probably bet against us.
Right.
And that guy went and tried to put a ton of money on Alabama baseball on a Friday night. And all the casino was like, this is weird. Why would anyone be putting this much money on a college baseball game? It's the same deal.
I forgot about that.
It's the same deal here where it's like, why are people betting so much on this guy to throw first pitch ball? And then you can kind of tie it back and be like, okay, how might they be connected to him?
Right.
And then that's how you get caught.
Yeah, and they've got ways of tracking this stuff. But, I mean, obviously, I think the good news is it's happening now, and it's got to end up being a deterrent. Now, I think people will continually try to do this. I mean, that's kind of the nature of the beast, right? It's like steroids in sports, right? Like people always keep trying to get whatever edge they can in whatever sport it is. But I think it's good that we're seeing guys across all sports get caught, right? I know Iowa State had the issue. Didn't the Lions have something? I don't know if it's Detroit Lions, but I know Iowa State obviously had the issue. And then you're having it happen in the NBA with Jonte Porter and Malik Beasley, and then you're seeing it now in baseball. So they are catching it, which is good news. Also, back on a football note, Deion Sanders, some really good news. So, Justin, we were kind of actually we were having a good laugh about this earlier. So we get word that Deion Sanders he's doing a press conference, and we know he's had some health issues. So he comes out yesterday at the touchdown club is what they call it. I think it might just be their facility, football part of the facility. I don't think it's like Baz's touchdown club, but he comes out flanked by the team trainer and by his I'm not sure if it's personal physician or surgeon or one of the two, and announces that he had cancer.
It was the surgeon.
Yes, and then
because I just watched a video on it last night, just because I was curious. So yeah, that's who it was.
And so he said, I had cancer. It's now gone. I've had my bladder removed. He made some quips about peeing in the porta potty on the sideline during the year and whatnot, and all this kind of stuff.
Did you hear the part about depends?
Yeah. Did he say he might have to wear some on the sideline?
He said, me and my little grandson are going through the same thing right now. He goes, I depend on depends.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, so Justin, Jack and I were talking about this as media people. This is normally something that gets released in a press release. But because it's Deion Sanders, he's going to do it publicly, and he's going to make jokes about it, and we're going to have a laugh about it, and we're all going to feel like kind of good about Deion Sanders having cancer in a weird way. Like, he had it, it's gone, he's laughing about it, and it's kind of this interesting idea that it's something that would not normally be done in a he's wearing cowboy boots, he's wearing a cowboy hat and wearing overalls, and he's making jokes about wearing diapers. And he's there ostensibly to be like, hey, I had cancer. It's gone now. And
this is a great example of why he's so polarizing. People absolutely love it or they hate it. You know what I mean? There's really no in between. But
I think who else would be like announce that this is how you announce that you had cancer. You had a major procedure. Right?
I can't think of anybody. Most people would just like you guys. I agree with you guys. Would just put out something, and then it probably would never be spoken about again. After maybe at the very first press conference post the the whatever press they put out on it.
Yeah.
And he would maybe answer a couple questions, and then it would never be talked about again. But Deion, man, he's different.
Well, and I think too, from a recruiting standpoint, like you got to sell. I mean, there might be some questions about, hey, what's happening with the coach? Well, there's probably some negative recruiting going on too against him, being like, hey, we don't know if you're going to have Deion there next year. Maybe you should go to Colorado.
Well, and there had already been so much reporting that he wasn't around.
Right.
Like it was reported that there was something going on.
Right.
And so I'm sure the narrative was definitely being spun of, oh, he took care of his sons and now he's
My question is, what
yeah.
state was he in a Big 12 media? Because he went to Big 12 media days. So I'm wondering, where. I mean, I'm assuming he was in recovery from whatever procedure he had, but he went and was there at Big 12 media days, and so I think it's also it shows you why Deion's so smart when it comes to the media stuff. You can say what you want about a coach, when it comes to how you present yourself and that part of the game, he is a wizard. I mean, really is. Say what you want about Shedeur too, but his son had a advertisement in Times Square wearing I think it was Rolex, maybe the Rolex or Nike, but the guy gets what he's doing. And so I think part of this too is, hey, look, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm still Coach Prime, regardless of the fact that I've had this happen. So good to see that Coach Prime is doing well. Also, one more football story. This is a weird one, guys. This is a really weird one. So Raiders former defensive end or tackle, Christian Wilkins, Christian Wilkins of Clemson fame, was recently released by the team. It has been reported that he kissed a fellow player on the head, and the teammate took offense to it. The incident was not seen as the sole reason that Wilkins was cut, sources said. Wilkins has been recovering from a Jones fracture, which he suffered in his left foot last October. Same injury Kevin Durant had, very famously. Tough injury to recover from, but it sounds like he was going to be okay. Because of how Wilkins has treated rehab from his injury, the Raiders voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money left on his contract June 4th, sources said. So that tells you maybe some issues with Christian Wilkins in the locker room.
This may be a last straw situation.
Yeah, that Christian Wilkins was not treating his rehab seriously enough, so the team is foregoing $35 million in guaranteed money to him. He was released with the designation of terminated vested veteran, sources told Schefter. Wilkins asked the NFL Players Association to file a grievance on his behalf, and the union did so Thursday. Last week's incident happened inside a team meeting room. One source told ESPN that the interaction was playful, but the teammate didn't see it that way. It is not known what the fellow player did following the incident. So I think, Jack, you might have hit the nail on the head with the last straw situation. And this is not the first time that we've seen not incidents like this arise, but I think this is like one of those where like this guy is not taking anything seriously. He might have gotten paid really well. He's gotten injured. He's not taking rehab seriously. Sounds like his teammates don't love him. I mean, if they're like, if the incident is playful, but the other teammate's not thrilled, I think that the other teammate could probably realize this is playful, but like we've had enough, Christian, of your stuff. I think what's interesting though, and I thought about this side of it, from a players' association standpoint, like you kind of rep both sides of it, right? If players are upset about Wilkins, I know the other guy's not filing a grievance, but like where do you come down on a player on player issue, and now you're filing a grievance with the league? If that makes sense. I know the team cut him, but like it is.
Yeah, well, I think for the players, from a players' association standpoint, it's probably a like labor contract issue is probably the bigger thing, because that's something that's more like common and affects more players as a whole, as opposed to this one specific locker room more HR issue than a NFLPA
You're right.
issue. Whereas cutting someone for a locker room reason and then voiding their contract, a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different. And also, I'll mention this. Wilkins signed a 4-year, $110 million contract last year with the Raiders, $84.75 million guaranteed. Good Lord.
Wow.
That is a bad. He collected 17 tackles, 2 sacks, and 6 quarterback hurries in the 5 games he played last year before getting injured.
How many million?
84.75.
2 sacks?
He had 2 sacks.
So 42 million
and 17 tackles.
Look.
Sorry,
Justin. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That to me is really why you're getting cut.
Yeah, well, it's like you got hurt, and if you're not screwing around during your rehab, like I get you already got the money in the bank, but like, come on, dude, do you have a competitive bone in your body?
That is a peculiar story, man. That's bizarre. I mean, look, I love all the people I work with and consider you guys great friends, but I don't want another grown man coming up and kissing me. I mean, I don't blame the guy.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, especially like a team meeting room.
Why? Yeah. Well, it's just odd.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he might be an odd cat. I think we might be dealing with.
I think that's a given.
Do you all remember? So, Justin, I'm sure you remember this when things were starting to go south with the Steelers and Antonio Brown. And I remember, I think there was one point where Antonio Brown filmed a locker room video after a game of Mike Tomlin speaking. And at that point, we hadn't really heard anything weird about Antonio Brown. But I remember it became this situation where, like, because to me, Antonio Brown, besides Calvin Johnson, is probably the best wide receiver I've ever watched. I really think prime Antonio Brown was as good as anybody else I've seen in the league for
he was a stud.
And productive year after year after year. And for Mike Tomlin to be like, you know what, we're good. We're going to get out of the Antonio Brown business when he was that good.
Because he was at his, I would say, his peak at that point.
Right? Do you remember that contract he signs with the Raiders? I mean, the Raiders paid him. He signs that contract with the Raiders, and then I think that was the year that Raiders were on Hard Knocks with Gruden. And I remember watching all of it play out. Like the Raiders could not figure out what in the world was going on. It was Mike Mayock as the GM, John Gruden obviously the head coach. And they could not figure out what in the world was going on because he signed with them. He signed this big contract, and all of a sudden, all he wanted to do was get out of the contract. And it was incredibly strange. Then he ends up in New England, and then plays in Tampa 2 years, and obviously it all ends with the famous video of him running off of the field, throwing the deuces. I think they were playing the Jets.
Jets, yeah.
Yeah, and that's obviously the iconic meme. But there are, you know,
he kind of just like lost it. It
Yes.
just kind of went off the deep end.
Yeah, and I think this might be. I'm not saying Christian Wilkins is off the deep end. I don't know him personally, but this kind of is one of those things that just makes you scratch your head. And I feel like it's somewhat. It's not somewhat unique to football. I mean, I guess there's weird guys in every sport, but like closing pitchers are weirdos, but not in the way that I feel like football players. I'm not saying it's a CTE thing. I think it's odd.
When baseball players are weird, it's oftentimes very internal.
Yes.
It's like everyone's looking at them in the corner. Like I think of Zach Greinke, just kind of the way he acts. He's all on his own, and whereas in football, it seems to be a lot more like external acting.
Yeah,
out.
well, it's like Jonathan Papelbon like sprints from the bullpen, and you're like, what is this guy's problem?
Yeah.
Like, is he okay?
But it's very self-focused on his own.
Exactly, and yeah, it's incredibly contained. I think you're right. I guess it's more that it's that team vibe too. That is it kind of comes with football.
Yeah, there's a lot more team interactions. Whereas, like in baseball, you barely have practices together every day.
Well, think about part of the team is secluded. Like you
The
sit, and the
bullpen
bullpen just sits by themselves. Like it's like, hey, do you know your second base? Like, nah, actually, I don't know him at all. He hits, I pitch, and I sit away from him during the game.
We sit in the bullpen and talk. Like I remember Will McIntyre talking about the conversations they'd have in the bullpen of just like random like what conspiracy theory do you believe? And it's like it's just a different world out there.
Right. We talked. I remember talking to him because it was you and I talking to him that day. And there is a certain amount of, as a bullpen pitcher, like how do you stay locked in when it's like, hey, we were talking about like JFK, and now I got to go face like 3, 4, 5 in the Yankees lineup. like all right, got to lock in now. I guess that is their superpower. That's what they're paid to do.
That's why you sprint from the bullpen.
Right.
Like,
that is why Jonathan
got to get the juices going.
That is Paps. That is Papelbon locking in. Yes, totally. Let's see, and then I'm trying to think if I had one more football story. I think no, we're good. All right, we're gonna do a couple birthdays here. Oh, Dak Prescott! Happy birthday to Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback. Go around the table here, Dave. Go to you first. Are you? Well, you're an Eagles fan, but do you think Dak is? I think Dak's good.
Dak's okay. He puts up a lot of numbers in the regular season.
Yep.
I don't feel like that he's smart enough to, make the right decisions.
The postseason?
Yeah, in postseason.
Yeah.
Time will tell. I mean, they don't go to the postseason that much.
That's true, yeah.
So,
and especially now the Eagles are a hammer. It's going to be tougher.
Being at Mississippi State and watching him play in college, he's average at best. I don't think he's a 5-star quarterback.
Yeah, no.
NFL.
I think, so it's interesting. Jack, are you a Dak guy or no?
I'm a Dak.
I'm a Dak fan.
I think Dak is better than people give him credit for.
Right.
But I don't think he's elite.
You're right. Justin, what about you?
I agree that for me at least, I thought he was a great college quarterback.
Yeah, he was
almost like a Tebow-ish kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a little different, but. And he can throw the ball.
Same
much
OC
better
though. I
than
think Dan Mullen was his OC at Florida.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. But I think he's average. I don't think he's I wouldn't even consider him above average personally in the NFL. But that's just my opinion.
So is Philip Rivers in the Hall of Fame yet? Is he in?
I think he's old.
Do you think he's going to end up in the Hall?
I think he will.
I don't think he is, but I think he will be.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think Dak might end up with like a Philip Rivers type career because his numbers are going to end up being. I mean, he's going to have really good numbers by the end of it. And once again, a guy who finished second in MVP voting in recent memory. 2 years ago, right? The year before the injury, he was second in MVP voting. So it's interesting, I think, for me, is to see where he finishes. His career. And I think, once we give it some time away, like Philip Rivers, I think is remembered as a lot better than he actually was in terms of performance. I mean, I think they went to one AFC championship game with LaDainian Tomlinson and Philip Rivers, and they don't think they went to a Super Bowl, but he's going to end up being a Hall of Famer, right? I think there's a chance Dak kind of goes down that same path because his numbers have been so good. Now, you might say, there's stat padding and, there's some stuff in there. Obviously, the big games.
Longevity will be a big thing for him.
Right.
Like, one thing with Philip Rivers was he did it for so long.
Right, he did.
So
Yeah,
many
that's a good
years.
point. He did it for a long time.
Yeah,
with like 14, 15 kids.
Yeah, it's true. Right,
I mean,
right.
The number one pick of the next 20 drafts is going to be a
Well,
Rivers.
I saw the other day a video,
Yeah,
a video of Gruden. I think it was Gruden working with Philip Rivers' son, and I was like, that's how I'm starting to feel like
it's
I'm
going to
getting
be a
there.
Rivers or a Manning for the next like
Right.
20 years.
Yeah. I mean, because especially the Rivers clan. I mean, they could
There's so
populate.
many of
They could send a quarterback to each state in North Carolina. They could have one at NC State, one at Duke, one at Carolina, one at Wake, if they wanted to do that. But yeah, that's why I think it's funny about the quarterback conversation is how we remember these guys. And also the other thing for Phil Rivers, he had Manning and he had Brady in his way his entire and Roethlisberger too. In playing around him the entire time in the AFC. That's why now I look at the AFC. If I asked you like on surface, how many Super Bowls does a Lamar Jackson win in his career? Does a Joe Burrow? Does a Justin Herbert? Does a C.J. Stroud? Does a Josh Allen? Does Patrick Mahomes? Like, there's only one champion, and all of those guys are awesome quarterbacks. So like, we're gonna look back on their legacies and like, one of those guys isn't gonna win one. Like maybe more than one of those guys is not going to win one.
Yeah, I would say more than
Yeah,
one.
more than one.
Philip Rivers is like the Andy Murray.
Yeah, he really
AFC
is.
Totally.
Like,
He was Andy
Played the
Murray
wrong
was
era.
a great tennis player, but he played with Roger, he played with Rafa, he played with Novak.
Totally.
And those three were going to win just about everything.
Totally,
all the time.
It's like It's like Retief Goosen with it's like Sergio Garcia with Tiger. Well, Sergio, that's what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
it's like those guys. Phil probably wins a lot more.
Just happened to be in the era with a much better.
Right, with the all time the all time greats. Totally.
It's like Stockton and Malone.
Yeah, totally.
Against Jordan.
Right. And, it's
You
and
know.
like Hakeem gets 2 titles. Guess what? Jordan's playing baseball. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
thank you for stepping
yeah.
aside, MJ. We appreciate you doing that. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll read more of your texts. We'll take your calls. Sorry, folks who are hanging on. I cannot screen calls while I'm on the show, obviously. But I will screen those in the break. We'll get you all on the air. Want to thank you all for hanging out today. Want to thank Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am and Sea-Doo for sponsoring Chuck Gatlin. Want to thank the folks over at Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse for sponsoring Match Game. Want to thank the folks at Edwards Food Giant for sponsoring Rick Schaefer. Want to thank you all for listening over the course of the last 2 days. Baz and Roger are back tomorrow, so do not fear the morning madness, as Double R says, will return to its normal scheduled time and shenanigans tomorrow. But half hour to go here. Stick with us. Get in the conversation with live fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on Morning Mayhem by Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer.
This is SportsCenter.
Sad news in the baseball world as Hall of Fame second baseman Ryan Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. In January of 2024, Sandberg announced that he had metastatic prostate cancer. He was cancer-free in August of 2024, but December 10th, 2024, Sandberg announced that the cancer had returned and spread to other organs. Sandberg made 10 straight All-Star teams and won 9 Golden Gloves at second base. He was also a 7-time Silver Slugger, and he was voted in the Baseball Hall of Fame back in 2005. Once again, Ryan Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. Some good news in college football, as Colorado head coach Deion Sanders announced that he has been cured of cancer after a tumor was removed, as well as his bladder. He announced this yesterday at a press conference at Colorado and said he plans to coach the 2025 season. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
98 degrees this afternoon in Little Rock will become partly cloudy with a 20% chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Plus, an extreme heat warning will be in effect where heat index values could reach 110. Tonight, a 10% chance of a shower and thunderstorm with a low of 78 degrees. And tomorrow, back up to 97 with a 20% chance of rain. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Your phone always has plenty to say. But at Arkansas State Parks, the best connections don't need Wi-Fi. Just a campfire, a trail, or a canoe. The greatest memories are the ones you make outside. So go ahead, unplug and unwind with the people you care about most. Pick your park and plan your adventure at ArkansasStateParks.com.
Brought to you by Arkansas State Parks, this station, and the ABA.
Hey folks, it's David Basil out here at Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood. I've known Frank Fletcher for a long time, and he asked me to tell you a little bit about the Fletcher Auto Company. They've been here in Sherwood since 1989. That's 36 years. During that time, they supported our community and our state. Frank is very proud of his Dodge store there in Sherwood. They have a great service department run by Dwayne Bell. And you all know how great the sales team is. The general manager, Chris Zender, also known as Zippy, along with Frank's grandson, Sam, are here to welcome you and give you the best buying experience possible. The Dodge store in Sherwood is one of 9 stores in the Fletcher Auto Company, and the Fletcher Auto Company represents 10 automotive brands. They built their business on treating people like family and doing their best to give you the best deal possible. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood and give them a chance to earn your business. The Dodge store in Sherwood is one of 9 stores in the Fletcher Auto Company, or online at FletcherDeals.com. Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood.
You've waited long enough, y'all. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union Summer Auto Loan Special is rolling full speed ahead, but I'm telling you, it ain't going to last much longer. Ultra low rates starting at 1.99%, no payments for 90 days, and up to 84 months to finance. New, used, or refinance 2023, 24, and 25 models all qualify. But the clock's ticking. This thing shuts down August 30th, so don't let it pass you by. Head to AlcoaCommunityFCU.org and step into the future with Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, serving 15 counties in central Arkansas. Roger Scott here, and I don't have to tell you it's hot outside, do I? You can figure that out for yourself when you touch your steering wheel in the afternoon. But if you're looking to beat the heat, make your next stop Family Market Stores. With your Family Market Rewards card, you get 5 cents off a gallon when you grab a large fountain drink, tea, or lemonade, or 5 cents off with a large community coffee in the morning. Save inside, save outside. Family Market Stores in Pangburn, Malvern, Shannon Hills, Mayflower, and Hot Springs. And if there's not a Family Market Store in your neighborhood yet, you just wait. One's coming.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Always make sure to say please and thank you. Morning Mayhem is back on the air, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studios. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
All right, some Justin Moore taking us back from break here on Morning Mayhem as we got about 20 minutes left to go in the show. I want to thank you all for interacting with us today on the D3 Auto Sales text line. We hear bourbon teriyaki wings from Twin Peaks, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Bourbon teriyaki, I'm not sure. I'll try it. It's a hard sell, but I'd try it once. I'm not sure I'd sit down to eat 10 to 12 of those. Dave, what's your wing order, by the way? I didn't get yours.
I'd have to go with Hooters Daytona wings.
What is Daytona? We were talking about this earlier.
Man, they put them on the grill, and then they got some kind of sauce they based it with. It's wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
But I got to go with all drums. I'm not a big flats fan.
Okay, I'm a drums guy, too.
I'm a flats guy.
Yeah. Justin, are you flats or drums?
Flats.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
Just the opposite.
When we talked with Baz and Roger, Baz is like, what do you mean, flats or drums? And we're like...
They had no idea. Neither one of them.
Yeah, it was. We were speaking Japanese, and they're like, "Huh? Like, what are you possibly talking about?" And
that's one example of many. I mean, when I found out Roger told me he had never in his life eaten a grilled cheese, and this is like last year, I'm like, I don't even know how that's possible. He's 60.
He also described.
How is that possible?
He also described, growing up, it's as he described it, like kind of relatively poor, and I mean, the grilled cheese is one of the. Like for me, ramen
staples.
Right, ramen, grilled cheese, and PB&J's for like if I'm ever in a tough financial situation, or I was in college, like that was the that was the go-to. And he's like
first couple times home alone, you're like, all right, I don't know what to make myself for dinner.
Yeah. I'm incompetent in the kitchen. Here comes the grilled cheese.
Here comes the PB&J. Here comes the grilled cheese.
Yeah. I remember Shannon said he never had a banana. That was a strange one too.
I'm just saying, how do you get
never
to
have grilled cheese?
Yeah.
How do you achieve 61 years on the planet?
Eating a banana.
How do you go 60 years without knowing what a flat and a drum is?
Yeah, I know. It was
True,
Baz
yeah.
was he was more than surprised. So they'll be back tomorrow, Roger and Baz. Back on the show, normal show. They'll have JD tomorrow as well on the program. Also, I know our app is having some issues, so listen to us on terrestrial radio. It's the best way to avoid that. Someone did also ask about boneless wings. I mean, I don't hate boneless wings. I find them to be essentially chicken nuggets, right? Like, depending on mostly where you go.
See, I agree. I
chicken
like
nugget.
them. I like them, but I mean, it's not a wing.
Yeah,
I don't even know why they call it a wing.
Yeah,
It's
so
just-
something about eating a wing, right? There's something about, you know, holding it with both your hands. You know, my brother always loved eating crab because he liked working for his food. You know what I mean? He liked, you know, the king crab and also the little crabs too, the Chesapeake crab. You know, you got to pick those. There's something about working for your food. You're not working like you're working with crab, but still, I like that. I know I don't like the mess. That is one thing I don't like is the mess. Plus, I'm not sure how you all eat your wings. I eat mine kind of one at a time. Like, I want to eat a wing or two and then pick up my phone and, you know, like, because if I eat them all at once, I'm going to be hurting. You know, I can't do it consecutively. So that is one thing that annoys me. But Jack, are you just like, once I start, it's 10 in a row?
I mean, I can. It depends on how hungry I am. But,
Yeah.
I am with you now that wings are a lot more expensive.
They are.
I don't eat as many as I used to, and I feel like I have to take the time to savor them.
I don't order them as much. I don't order wings
I
as much
can't think
anymore
of the last time
it's
that I ordered wings.
well, it's like they're these little pieces of chicken that are I mean, it's, you know, it's like half bone, and you know, 12 of them are $18. Like, why? Why are 12 pieces? Maybe it's harder to get them off the bone. I don't know. Somebody says app is working fine, by the way. But yeah, I don't know why wings are so expensive. It's upsetting though.
Hey, I guess I've not really noticed that.
Yeah,
but
if you make
I have
them
to pay attention now.
If you make them at home, they're not as expensive. I appreciate you folks sending in the messages. Yes, I know it's a bit more sports talk when I am in the main chair, which, you know, it's good for a little variety once in a while. Once again, there's no wrong. There's more than one way to skin a cat, as we say. Baz and Roger do a little bit different show than we do, you know, when I'm in the big chair. Justin, somebody does say Roger kissed Justin one time.
That's true.
So
that's true.
So that happened on the slopes.
I forgot about that.
That was on the ski slopes of Aspen, wasn't it?
No, it was actually down in El Dorado.
Oh, it was? Oh.
Yeah, and so I had made a joke. I had left my glasses at a golf course. We went down there and played golf. It was a whole couple of day thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
We were trying to spotlight basically just the city of El Dorado and all that
that
they
course
have
looked
going
beautiful
on.
too.
And it is, yeah. And so I had left my glasses at the course, and we were leaving to come back home, and I'm racking my brain trying to figure out where my glasses are. And I'm like, they might be at the golf course. And so Roger's driving us. This is neither here nor there, but just for context. And I go, man, if they're here, I'm going to kiss you. Just joking around, you know. Well, of course, Raj, just without me paying any attention, just does it. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. But, that's a good point.
He just kissed you out of the blue?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Had you discovered the glasses yet? Had you found the glasses?
Yeah, I was so happy we found the glasses.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, he went in for it.
Wow.
And I thought he was joking, so I moved my head towards him. And it's like a game of chicken, and I stopped, and he brought it on.
He kept going.
And Roger lost his $34 million guarantee. Just like
down
man.
the pipe. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, somebody wants to know, what do you think the record will be for Arkansas football this year? They specifically wanted to know what you thought. By the way, I'm not a fan of picking records. I think it's like, because we did it last year, and I'm more of a, like, there's a range, and I care about how you look. That's kind of my idea. But if you're going to make me pick a record, I'll pick one.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I just that schedule is just it's ridiculous. But I'm kind of in the 6-6 range at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think we're going to be a better team this year and maybe have the same record. Unfortunately, I mean,
Right.
I hope to God I'm wrong and we can get to 8-4 or something like that. But man, it's just, and we say it every year, and I don't know who's responsible. I don't know how they go about scheduling. And this is not to pick on you, Josh.
Yeah.
It's just a fact, but like
Missouri schedule's a joke.
Look at Missouri's schedule and then look at ours.
Right.
That's just one example, and you could go down the list of a lot more folks.
Yeah, Michigan's had
too.
some weak years too. You know,
I'm just
yeah.
like, I don't. How do we keep getting the SEC games that we get? It's like it feels like, and maybe it is, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's just unfortunate for us, but it feels as though the SEC's like, yeah, give them to Arkansas.
No.
Yeah, give them to Arkansas. I don't know. I don't know the method with which they schedule. I don't get it.
Danny did make the point last week about how infrequently Arkansas opens up their SEC home game.
I will say this: we talk about it. They're not playing Alabama. They're not playing Georgia. They're
Right, but the road games are. I mean, the way the schedule worked out last year, it's flipped the road games to make them incredibly challenging this year.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know that I wouldn't rather swap one of our opponents for Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't know how DeBoer's going to do it. Alabama, the days of Nick Saban Alabama are over. They may always still be good, but I don't see him being anywhere close to.
Yeah, but I think they're going to go on they'll be on more of the track of other schools like at LSU where it's an occasional peak, right? And
I agree.
Right.
He did not impress me last year.
I thought.
I'll be honest.
I love Kalen DeBoer. I thought he was fantastic at Washington. I think he is a good coach. I think that school had to get the NIL apparatus together, and I think that he is kind of settling in there, obviously to the SEC. But I think he is a good coach. I think he will be good. I don't think he's going to put out there what Saban did. I think it's gonna be more adjacent to what you're seeing with the LSUs of the world, with the not quite what Kirby has at Georgia. Because the thing is, Georgia slowed down just a little bit. I mean, the last two champions,
they have, yeah,
but they're still an elite team, relative to them being a complete hammer. So
yeah, and just real quick, I know we gotta go.
You're good.
But the other thing for me is, Josh, you may not remember, some of you other guys may, but until Nick Saban got to Alabama, my entire lifetime, Alabama was, they were all right.
Average.
John Parker Wilson.
John Parker Wilson, right? Yeah.
Let me take that back. In the early 90s, they were really good. I think they won it all in 92. But
they had large stretches where they weren't very good.
Yeah, I'm talking 15, 20 years. They were just like, okay. They're not. And everybody, like my dad, for example, he always telling me, "Oh man, Alabama." I'm like, in my lifetime, Alabama has not been that good. And then Saban got there, and then they're just on a whole
massive
other
tear.
planet.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we'll step aside. One more segment to go here. We'll preview the zone coming up next.
Hey folks, this is David Basil for Simmons Bank. What started as a hometown bank in Pine Bluff more than 120 years ago, Simmons Bank has expanded their footprint to more than 200 locations across the Mid-South. Simmons Bank offers comprehensive financial solutions delivered with a client-central approach. Last year, Simmons Bank was recognized by U.S. News & World Report as one of the best companies to work for in the South, and in 2023 by Forbes as one of the world's best banks. The Simmons Bank Championship presented by Stevens was named the best tournament on the PGA Tour champions by the golfers themselves. It's very rare that a first-year tournament wins an award from the players like the Simmons Bank Championship did. George Macris and his strong team at Simmons Bank can help you grow. Give them a shot and tell them Baz sent you. You can find all of their locations on the web at simmonsbank.com. With more than $27 billion in total assets, Simmons Bank continues to grow. Join me and many others and make Simmons Bank your bank. simmonsbank.com, or check out a branch near you. One of the best banks in America located right here in Arkansas.
As your partner in workforce Workforce Management, the payroll company provides a meticulous white glove experience that empowers you to hire, manage, and grow. We present customized plans designed to deliver immediate impact on your organization and bottom line. Our white glove service, complete with an employee hotline, is yours to ensure 360-degree execution of your new solutions. Your success is our success. The Payroll Company. Hire, manage, grow. Visit morethanpayroll.com.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive your choice of a free 3,500 PSI pressure washer or inverter 2,200 watt generator. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry, supplies are limited and offer ends July 31st. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pond Street in Cabot, and find them on Facebook.
Hugs from patients, like Patrick. It's something QC Kinetics medical professionals experience every day.
I hugged them. You should hug somebody who does that for you. They gave me my life back, and I really didn't know where I was going to go because I was definitely afraid of having a knee replacement done.
No surgery, no downtime with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. They give patients relief from joint pain using their own healing properties to repair and restore damaged tissue. And the results? Well, that's why we see a lot of hugs at QC Kinetics.
Everything is back that I thought I was never going to be able to do again. I'm still smiling, and sometimes it gets emotional. I get a tear in my eye because of how I was before I went in there.
Those smiles and hugs never get old at QC Kinetics. It means patients are finally getting relief. And now, it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate for these amazing treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
It's Gwatney Chevrolet's biggest sale of the year, and it's hotter than July. Save up to $14,000 on new Silverados. The 2025 Trax is in stock and starting at $19,997. Used vehicles from just $69.95 or $255 a month. No payments till November and 0% interest available. Plus free burgers and hot dogs all weekend long. Visit us in Jacksonville or at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $749.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
The best memories always happen outside. Hiking forest trails, paddling on glassy lakes, watching a waterfall roaring after rain, roasting s'mores under a sky full of stars. And with 52 incredible Arkansas state parks around the state, all that's missing is you. So what are you waiting for? Pick your park and plan your adventure at ArkansasStateParks.com.
Brought to you by Arkansas State Parks, this station, and the ABA.
Your morning drive will never be the same with Morning Mayhem on the radio, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studios. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
All right, let's wrap it up here. Y'all hear this music. Y'all know what that means. Boogie Shoes. One more segment to go here, a couple minutes on Morning Mayhem. I want to thank Eli Loving for coming in yesterday. Good to hear his music. He's got a show at Tavern Around the Bend on August 8th and then August 2nd. I totally forgot where he's playing. Auburn Yard. Yeah, he's there August 2nd. So you'll see us out there. We'll be supporting our man Eli. Always good to hear him, and glad to hear some of his music yesterday. Want to thank Jay Arnold, who was in earlier today. Want to thank you, Dave Braswell, for joining us as well. Also want to thank Jack Allen. Jack is my partner in crime. for a lot of the times. Whenever there is a hosting opportunity here, Jack and I usually come to do it together. Always trust Jack to show up on time. Always have a lot of fun. Always fight me a little bit too. And also, JM, we appreciate you joining us the last couple days and on Friday. Not normally. He joined us on Friday, and then today too. Roger and Baz are back tomorrow. As the other buddy. Justin, Acree, rolls in to the office right now. Justin, what's coming up on the zone today? Oh, there we go.
Just the Justin. I remember when I was just Justin. Now I'm the other Justin.
Yeah.
The less important Justin. Yeah,
yeah, right.
It's fine. Yeah. Listen, we're going to talk about what a great opportunity this is for Arkansas and Arkansas State. Probably going to spend 3 hours on that today. You guys are focused on the wrong thing. Let me just say that for the record. I appreciate the show, and I like the debate. Going to Memphis is a far more egregious misstep in Arkansas scheduling than hosting Arkansas State on a neutral site.
I agree with that.
In my opinion. Also, my alma mater is going to Jonesboro this year. I don't get that either.
I don't know why they're doing that.
What are we doing?
That's crazy.
Justin, that is insane. How would you like it if Arkansas – would your mind explode? Would your brain completely explode if Arkansas went to Jonesboro to play?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you guys going to Jonesboro is similar to us going to Memphis.
I mean, Arkansas
– maybe worse.
Yeah.
It is. Iowa State was 1 win away from going to the playoff. Deservedly so or not, they were 1 win away.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, no, I don't
even think they're getting a 2-for-1.
They have to be.
I don't think that they are.
I don't.
You
think
guys
that
are
they
being. Really,
I think somebody told me they're getting a 1-for-1.
That is cheap.
I mean, what are we doing?
Why?
That's cheap. Well, they must, because the thing is, you do 2-for-1s. I mean,
it's not cheap. It's dumb.
Well, it's cheap. I think it can be both.
How's it cheap? It's not cheap.
Well, it's a 1-for-1.
I don't think Arkansas State's paying Iowa State to go to Jonesboro.
No, but you're not paying them to come to you.
I'm guessing they are, but probably less.
If they're coming to you and you're going to them, it's a 1-for-1. I doubt you're paying.
Jack, have you seen the contract?
I have not. No.
But
I'm
why
going to
would
be
you
asking some questions.
Why would you pay them?
Just because there's still a gap there. I mean, they can't pack as many people in as they do in Ames.
Fair.
Not that Iowa State's exactly setting the bar for attendance. Anyway, that's beyond the scope. We got a ton going on today. Speaking of, I'm going to play that entire segment that you guys had for Butch Jones, who's coming on the show today at 11:30. See if he thinks it's an embarrassment if his team beats Arkansas today. See if he shares that opinion. Jordan Wicks will join us at 10. I'm only kidding. Jordan Wicks will join us at 10:30. Crane Buick GMC of Conway. Pat Bradley at 11. Red White Report right around that time, too, thanks to UAMS Health. Pat is brought to you by River City Flooring. Butch Jones will join us at 11:30. That part is true. And we'll be joined by Susan Irwin-Prowse talking about entertainment. Eat My Catfish is coming in studio. Thank you very much.
JM, we got some great news. Justin told us that North Alabama will be playing Arkansas to open next year.
That's right.
You and I are going to be
How do you feel about them playing UCA? I mean, would that be okay?
Still don't like it.
I don't. See. I'm a
Gotta go.
rules guy.
Clearly.
You've waited long enough, y'all. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union Summer Auto Loan Special is rolling full speed ahead, but I'm telling you, it ain't going to last much longer. Ultra-low rates starting at 1.99%, no payments for 90 days, and up to 84 months to finance. New, used, or refinance 2023, 24, and 25 models all qualify. But the clock's ticking. This thing shuts down August 30th, so don't let it pass you by. Head to alcoacommunityfcu.org and step into the future with Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, serving 15 counties in Central Arkansas.
Guys, you've been feeling exhausted? It could be low testosterone. Get your energy back with TRT at Low T Center. Right now, get a free T-test and save over $100. Man, don't wait. This offer ends July the 31st. Book your test today at fixmylowt.com. Again, that's fixmylowt.com.
This is David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Did you know that we also offer mobile diagnostic service and repair? Equipment broke down? The check engine light on? We will come to you with the latest computer software and expert technicians to repair your truck on the spot. If it does need to come to our shop, we will arrange to pick it up. Let Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer take care of all your service and repair needs at your place or ours. That's 501-568-2185.
The Zone is coming up next, right here on 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock.